It's the Orioles on Massett, and here at Camden Yards in this long homestand, the Orioles will conclude the first part of it. This is Game 4, and this will decide whether the Orioles get a series win or a 2-2 split with the Rays. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. The Yankees have already lost their ball game today to the Detroit Tigers, so the Orioles with a chance to extend their lead in the American League East if they can get it done here tonight. For the Orioles, outstanding work at home of late. We'll show you those numbers as we go through the game today. For the Orioles, Bud Norris, happy to be back home. Last outing came in Chicago. He would work only 2 innings, and the second inning looked like this. It was an inning he'd rather forget. With rains on the way, the Cubs knew they needed to get some runs because there might not be other chances. Castillo in the second inning would pick up a base hit. Just got by Hardy. Alcantara would deliver a single. Just down the line, just fair. Followed by Watkins and an RBI. A dying Quail to left field that would fall in. Bud Norris just could not get the outs. Those balls not exactly driven, but this one was. Chris Conklin put one into the corner with the bases loaded. He'd clean them. 3 runs in. Then came the rains. 3 hours and 9 minutes worth of rain, and Bud Norris could not return. So his last outing only went 2 innings. Here's what it's looked like month by month for the Orioles starter tonight. Note the ERA up in April, down in May, down again with an outstanding June 4-0. Started up again in July, and here in August, obviously that last outing really hurt because he only got 2 innings pitched. So Bud Norris will be relied on tonight, hopefully to go deep.
Yeah, well, definitely. I think he needs to go deep. A couple of short outings, back-to-back nights by Chen and Gosman, and they'd like to see Bud get in 6th, 7th inning in this ball game, of course. And, of course, Bud's going to be a little frustrated coming off that 2-inning performance against Chicago. And you saw the reason why. There were some elevated pitches there. Sure, he wasn't hit all around the ballpark very hard at all. But when you elevate in the zone, it just gives the offense extra opportunities to put the ball in play, and they did find some holes in that situation. And much of Bud Norris's success this season really comes down to his fastball command. If he locates very well, he's going to have success in ball games and get a lot deeper. When he doesn't have that command and he elevates in the zone, of course the chances are they're going to put the ball in play a little bit better. But Bud Norris is an incredible competitor. He competes as fiercely as anybody on this team. He loves pitching at home, has 5 wins, sub-3 earned run average here, pitches great within the division, so a lot of positives, and Bud Norris has been very consistent for the Orioles all season.
Now the Orioles go up against Jeremy Hellickson, who has not pitched a lot this season because he didn't get back to the major league level because of injuries. He has always been a nemesis for the Orioles as far as the number of wins, 9 of them against the O's. Yet, you look at the Orioles lineup, and they hit him pretty well.
Yeah, they do. You know, I think the Orioles have made some adjustments since last year. They really started to get to him. Now, he got some wins last season, but they really jumped that earned run average up over 5 off him in 2013. Hellickson had his number for the Orioles number for 3 years prior, but I think the Orioles are going to make a little impact here tonight offensively against Hellickson.
Well, Buck Showalter says I don't scoreboard watch, but he knows, and so do the players, what the result was this afternoon in that Yankees game. So anytime at this point you have a chance to gain an edge, you want to go get it. That's next. Orioles baseball on Masset is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Chapin Davis, providing investments that can produce income from your retirement plan. Call to learn more, 800-222-3246 or at chapindavis.com. It is just that pretty. Here in Baltimore, yet another beautiful evening. Take a look at our train game time temperature at 80 degrees and on the way down with a nice breeze blowing a bit tonight. Humidity only 41%. Visit trainsearch.com to find your local train comfort specialist dealer. It's hard to stop a train, really hard. Here's the starting lineup tonight for Tampa Bay. Jennings, ZOBRIST, and JOYCE. LONGORIA, LONEY, and Myers. Escobar, Molina will do the catching. And KIERMAIER back from the neck problem back in the lineup. Matt Joyce against the righties. A very solid year.
And let's take a look at Bud Norris's pitch arsenal this season. He is the definition of a power pitcher. Fastball 62% of the time. It's 94-95. The hard slider used it 29% of the time. The changeup at 9%. Now, looking for that changeup number to increase. He's had good numbers. Lefties are only hitting 133 this season off that change. 11 wins on the season, 3.91 earned run average, 100 strikeouts, 39 walks. Lowest walk rate of his career this season. Opponents hitting 250 on the year. Just 13 home runs given up. Lefties at 248 and the righties at 252.
He faced Tampa Bay on May 7 this year. In a 2-1 ball game, he was in line for the victory. A blown save in that ball game cost him. He was indeed. He gave up 2 runs, 3 hits, and 5 2/3 innings. His only outing against Tampa Bay this season. Lifetime, he is 1-2, a 3.96 ERA, 5 appearances, 4 as a starter in his career against the Rays. And here at Camden Yards at Oriole Park, he has made 9 starts this year, 5-2. As Mike said, a real solid 2.86 ERA here at home. In his career now 7-3 in this ballpark. So the Yankees indeed did lose today to the Tigers by a score of 3-2. The Orioles have a chance to get that lead up to 7 if they can get a victory in this ball game tonight. And here is Jennings with a 5-game hit streak, and we're underway. Pitch will be taken up high for a ball. Desmond Jennings, 3 for 9 in this series to extend the hit streak with the hit per game. He's had a couple of hits and 8 at-bats lifetime off Bud Norris. Jennings check swing, went around. Home plate umpire with the call, Laz Diaz.
There it is, that power slider, 86 miles an hour. Misses with the fastball first pitch. Jennings thinking, well, he just wants to get ahead with the fastball. Cheats a little bit, and he beats him on the slider.
That's going to be a base hit into left field. It'll be chased down by CRUZ. Here's the turn. He never stopped. Here's the throw. Not in time. Boy, Jennings was cruising. I mean, he had pedal to the metal on that one, and he was not going to stop. He just kept on going. I don't think he even looked up coming around first base.
No, he didn't. His 30th double of the season. It's a low fastball, drops the head on it. And he gets in there easily. Nelson Cruz, though, he gets to this baseball very well. Strong throw in, just a little offline, though, allowing Jennings to get to the inside safely.
So Jennings on, quickly increases his hit streak to 6. And ZOBRIST right away will have a chance to get a run in. The 2 for 9 and 1 RBI in this series. Tampa Bay has gone 4 for 19 with runners in scoring position in the series. They have left 19 on base, same number for the Orioles left on. Pitch will be taken down low for a ball. ZOBRIST, as we noted last night, always a consistent player, performer in the field or at the plate. The low number for him has been in these situations this year with runners in scoring position, only 206. Right away, Bud Norris having to work in a jam. 1-0 delivery, and that will be taken outside, and the count goes to 2-0.
Well, we've talked this whole series. Let's take a look at Bud Norris in the first inning. 9 allowed, 8 of them earned runs in his 22 starts this season. But I'm going to look for ZOBRIST here in the early part of this ball game. Really try to get something to the right side on the ground. Advance Jennings over. Talk about how close these ball games are between Tampa and Baltimore. A lot of 2 1-run games.
A lot of them. ZOBRIST takes that pitch. There is Mr. Madden on the left. club now 65 and 68 for Buck Showalter. Again, 75 wins, 56 losses, going up for that 20 above 500. They have been back and forth on that number here over the last week. 2-1 delivery. Zobrist will foul that one off. Zobrist has been the hottest hitter on this Rays team during the month of August. In fact, he is the only Ray hitting over 300 this month. 304 for Zobrist, and closest is Loney hitting 299. They have been the two best hitters in August. Jennings, good speed at second base. Hardy trying to move in behind him. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that will be chopped foul, and that caught Joseph.
Good fastball right there at 95 miles an hour, and on the pitch prior was a good changeup, both in the same location, down and away. But Zobrist fighting with 2 strikes. Fouls it off and gets a piece of Joseph on the way.
As Diaz goes out to the mound to give Caleb Joseph a little time to regroup. Diaz historically has been a veteran umpire who probably will give benefit of the doubt on pitches to the pitchers. That's been his history. We'll see if that hangs on in this ball game.
You see the Nissan pitch track, what Bud and Caleb are trying to do, consistently down and away.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Hardy backs off at second, and he got the ball where he wanted it to go. Play will be made by Jonathan Scope. It will move Jennings over to third.
Zobrist a pretty successful at bat right there. Let's take a look at the Orioles defense, brought to you by Chevrolet. Cruz, Jones, and Markakis in the outfield. Hardy and Scope up the middle. Davis and Pierce once again on the corners, and Caleb Joseph behind the plate.
So now runner at third base with 1 away, and it will bring up Matt Joyce. For Joyce this season, 234 in the month of August. He's had only 1 home run this month here in this series, and has not picked up a hit, gone 0 for 5 in the games he's been in. This is where Bud Norris has been so solid all year. Got a runner in scoring position. Jennings, batting average, opponents in these situations against Norris is an amazingly low 202. And the pitch will be taken inside for a ball by Joyce.
Well, Bud really bears down. He has some very effective pitches, especially to the lefty. You just saw him right there just try to run that slider down under the hands. Worked itself off the plate for a ball, but a good changeup. Threw a couple good ones to Zobrist. A good location with that down and away, and of course that power fastball.
Puts that one back into the seats. Matt Joyce with a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Trying to get on the board early in the ball game. Rays trying to finish this at 2-2 here in the month. They have won 12 and lost 13 in August. The Orioles are 15-9 for the month of August. Jennings the lead at third base, 1-1. And that will be fouled off. Orioles infield is back here. First inning of the ball game. They'll surrender the run to get the out. But Showalter aligning that infield a little bit as he wanted Pierce and Scope. Well, everybody's moved in.
Well, they all slide in.
No, everybody's moved in. They'll make a play at the plate if they've got one here. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Joyce lifts it in the air. That's going to get 1 in. Runner will tag. Jones the catch. And coming in to score is Jennings. So Joyce will pick up the first RBI of the ball game on a sacrifice fly, and the Rays get a 1-0 lead.
Well, a pretty good job of manufacturing a run right there. Of course, Jennings leading it off with the double, with Zobrist getting him over with the ground ball to second, and then the sacrifice fly to make the first mark of the game.
Joyce gets his 50th, the run batted in of the season, to put him on the board. But now there are 2 down, and that'll bring up Longoria. Evan Longoria, 1 for 9, lifetime off Norris. He's had a pretty good series with a 5 for 12, couple of RBIs. And we'll take the pitch inside for a ball. It's been a series of many dimensions, not uncommon when you play 4 games. The Orioles opened up with that 14-hit, 9-run, 9-1 win in the opener. then came back and had a 4-2 victory in a much tougher game won by the bullpen. And then last night, Tampa Bay, Andrew Smiley got the 3-1 win. Orioles had only 2 hits in the ball game last night against Smiley, and 2 Boxberger and McGee out of the bullpen.
Yeah, Smiley threw a great game last night. Longoria 3 hits in last night's ball game, and here's a look at his power zone. Pretty much all over the heart of the plate.
Lifts that one to left field, and that is way back in the corner, and goodbye home run. Evan Longoria delivers the long ball with 2 down. That is just his 2nd home run against the Orioles this year, and it is a 2-0 first inning lead for the Rays.
Longoria having a good offensive series, and Bud Norris falls behind 2-0. And here the fastball just leaks right back over. When we took a look at that power zone, that's about in the heart of it right there. He doesn't miss that one.
So Longoria with the long ball, his 23rd career home run against the Orioles, with 13 of those coming here at Camden Yards. And the pitch is taken down low for a ball. Norris has now surrendered 14 home runs on the season, 7 to lefties and 7 to righties. So 2 in here in the first, 2 runs on 2 hits. Loney will take the pitch for a strike on the outside corner.
And that's where Dave Wallace wants that fastball, down and away. That is the go-to pitch. He's trying to get the pitchers to learn when they need a strike. That should be automatic. See the pitch track down and away with that fastball.
Average wise in the lineup for the Rays, this has been the toughest batter on Norris in his career. 500 batting average. He's 9 for 18 against Bud Norris. And if you asked either of them why, they'd just say, I don't want to talk about it. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, up the middle, and there's another base hit. Literally up the middle. So Loney is on. So the Rays have had a homer, a double, and a single off Norris here in the first inning, and Joseph will make his way out to the mound to talk to his battery mate.
Well, that's what makes Loney so effective, the ability to use the whole field. He doesn't try to ever do too much at the plate, and you're just slapping one back up the middle. Caleb Joseph, again, he doesn't want to deal with another pitcher that kind of battles through the first couple innings, try to settle him in, get that rhythm going. Now the Rays offense put some pressure on Bud Norris. 20 pitches already in the first inning.
And Myers coming up. Will Myers is the DH in the ball game tonight. He's played right field and DH'd in this series. Myers a 1 for 7 off Norris. A couple of hits in this series. Breaking ball down and away, and he can't catch it. 0-1. There are 2 down, 2 runs in, and Loney on at first base. Infield plays him to pull. Same pitch, won't go after it. Taken outside for a ball.
Well, pretty good try, and you see why that pitch can be so effective. 89, 88 miles an hour with the slider. Sometimes works more like a cutter, staying on the same plane, but great velocity and nice late movement on that pitch.
Short lead at first for Loney. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and that will be there for a strike. Tampa Bay has used 15 designated hitters this year. I don't know if that's the record in the American League, but it's got to be close. Joe Madden has shuffled innumerable number of players in and out of that DH role. It's not been a particularly productive one for Tampa Bay this year. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way. Myers will take it. The DH has hit .244 for the Rays with 14 home runs and 62 runs batted in. The RBI number is good. Orioles have 20 home runs, 70 RBIs with a .265 average for their DHs. In fact, the Orioles have used 9 DHs. Clevenger's a DH in this game. That'll be fouled away, reaching for the outside pitch that time. 2-2.
Well, he appears to be settling in. He's making some really good pitches here to Myers. A couple fastballs painted away there. Nice job by Myers to fight him off, but mixing in his slider, Not leaving any pitches over the heart of the plate right now to Myers.
Bud, fly ball pitcher, 54% balls hit are in the air. Good stop made. Joseph holds it up. And the count goes full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. That'll send Loney from first base. Pierce will move behind him. And Norris will try and find a way out of this long first inning. Rays picked up a couple of runs in the first inning in the ball game last night, and they had a run first inning game 2. That'll be fouled off. Have to come back again.
Well, that's frustrating for a pitcher because that pitch is filthy, 89 miles an hour, and it is just working itself off the plate. Myers just gets it off the end of the bat. Bud Norris was walking back to the dugout.
Tampa Bay's hopes are all but gone. Only a mathematical chance. Are 11 out in the division, and for the wild card too. They're 7.5 behind in the wild card with a lot of teams in front. And he walked him, so lost him on the 3-2. Really unhappy with himself, and the inning goes on. 2 on, 2 down.
That'll bring Dave Wallace out.
We showed you in the open the fact that he had pitched only 2 innings in the last start. How much that affects a pitcher, who knows? Maybe none at all. But he just didn't get the work in a game situation against the Cubs. Not his fault. You got a 3-hour, 9-minute rain delay. You're not going to come back and pitch. So now he's back on the mound again, regular rotation, with the last outing having been very short.
Yeah, he probably had some extra work in his bullpen session, but only 58 pitches thrown there in Chicago. So you never know how the effects of that goes. I mean, it can work both ways. If a pitcher throws a strong game and throws 120 pitches, are they going to be the same in their next outing?
Yeah.
A lot of times they don't. They're unable to back it up, and it might work the same with not throwing enough pitches in a start.
Here's Yadiel Escobar. Escobar, 3 for 11 in the series. Check swing. It's in there for a strike. Escobar's been held by the Oriole pitchers to a .211 average this year against the O's. That's well below his .285 career average against the Orioles. Previous years he'd been a real tough out for Oriole pitchers. 2 on and 2 down. Escobar will take the fastball, riding inside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And that's the one thing that Bud Norris is not afraid of doing, rushing a fastball into the righties. He can paint it in there and also brush a guy off the plate to open up the outside corner. You see that second fastball just riding in.
He's only thrown 1 wild pitch, but he has hit 12 batters. 1-1 delivery on the way. Tried to set him up for a pitch away, but not close. And the count goes to 2-1. And he'll go to the back of the mound.
The Orioles have been pretty fortunate the last 2 nights. A couple early exits from the starters. The bullpen have been magnificent. First night working 4 1/3, a shutout baseball, and then last night TJ McFarland really the hero of that game, eating up 3 innings. So saving a lot of the arms out there.
This looked very much like the start of Kevin Gausman. He had the same problems last night. TJ McFarland, the long man who worked so well in the ball game last night. 3 innings. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Loney on at second base. Myers, base runner on at first. There are 2 away, 2 runs in, including a Longoria home run. 3-1 delivery on the way, and that hit him. Oh, gee, right where you really worry. Looked like it caught him right on the hand. And there's the 13th hit batter by Norris.
Yeah, he just lost that one. Arm side. See so many pitchers. Now Caleb Joseph setting up down and away. If that front side flies open too quick, the ball tends to ride up and in, and that's exactly what happened here to Escobar, and catches him right on top of the hand there, on that pinky knuckle.
You can hear this one. Going to stay in, but they'll obviously be looking at that between innings. You really get scared. So many small bones in that area in the hand, and you see guys get hit there and come out of ball game. So we'll see. one good sign right there. He at least can make the fist.
Move it around. Get some fluid in there, though, with some swelling. It's going to be uncomfortable as the game goes.
So the bases are loaded, 2 away. Molina doing the catching. 8th batter up in the inning. He'll hit it up the middle. Hardy Over's got to force at second, and that will retire the side. So 2 runs in. Longoria picking up a home run. Joyce a sac fly. 3 are left on. 2-0 Braves. Starting lineup for the Orioles, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Their fares online only at southwest.com. Markakis, Pearson, Jones, Cruz, Davis, and Hardy. Clevenger, second night back, is in. Joseph and Scope. Steve Clevenger with Norfolk, 305, 2 homers, 30 RBIs.
And let's take a look at Jeremy Hellickson's pitch arsenal this season. Fastball 53% of the time. Not really overpowering by any means, 89 to 92 miles an hour, but very good at moving it around, locating it in and out. Breaking ball just 16% of the time. It's a curveball, but it's changeup. That's his calling card pitch, 31% of the time. Both lefties and righties. Just 7 starts this year. This will be his 8th because of missing 3 months with elbow surgery. Started the season 1-2 record with a 2.61 earned run average. Just the 38 innings of work, 33 punch-outs, 9 walks. Opponents hitting 224 overall. Lefties at 202 and the righties at 259.
Against the Orioles, he holds a 9-4 lifetime record. 17 career games, 15 as a starter against the Orioles. He has pitched here at Camden Yards to a 3-2 record, an ERA of 4.9 in this ballpark. He's made 8 previous appearances here, 7 as a starter. Nick Markakis will lead it off against Hellickson. Nick's had a couple for 14, including a home run, 2 RBIs in the series. And goes after the first pitch down to first base. Loney will take it to the bag, and Markakis retired on 1 pitch.
Let's take a look at the Tampa defense behind Hellickson tonight. Joyce, Jennings, and Kiermaier in the outfield. Escobar and Zobrist up the middle. Longoria and Loney on the corners, and the veteran catcher Molina once again behind the plate.
Steve Pearce at first base with that big 10-game hit streak, including a 4 for 11 here in this series. Really fine series for him. Runs, home runs, average, everything about it. He's faced Hellickson only once before, 0 for 1.
Now Steve Pearce has been on fire. The 10-game hitting streak, hitting .341 with 4 home runs and 5 RBI in that time, and he is as hitterish as we have seen. He just gets geared up. He sees the ball in his zone. He's letting that bat head fly.
Steve, the regular, of course, at first base with Chris Davis getting the starts at third. Jimmy Paredes came up, was added to the roster today. Paredes can play about anywhere there, and it sounded like, Buck Showalter didn't say it directly, it sounded like he's going to get some playing time at third base fairly quickly, based on Buck Showalter's between the lines at the press conference.
Well, he's a very versatile player. I mean, he can play outfield, all the infield positions as well.
1-2 is hit high in the air to left field, way back, and goodbye. Home run. Sizzle. Just can't stop Steve Pearce. Number 16, 37th RBI.
And he is on fire. Even with 2 strikes, he gets himself in a good position. He just spanks this one out of the yard. 16th home run.
So Steve Pearce cuts that lead in half, makes it 2-1. Only the 4th home run given up. Bear in mind, Hellickson has worked only 38 innings. Given up a couple to left-handers and a couple to right-handers now. And Pearce, in just his 2nd at bat against the 27-year-old right-hander, delivers the long ball. Here is Adam Jones, and he'll take it inside for a ball.
And take a look at this little change up here, and he gets himself loaded and just waiting on it. And watch the bat head just fly through this zone, staying short, pulling the hands in tight. He knows where that bat head is right now, taking it right to the baseball.
Well, the Orioles leading everyone, of course, in home runs. Add another to their major league leading total, which they've had over the last couple of months. 170 home runs. 2nd in the majors, Colorado, with 151. The Orioles indeed are a ball club right now, not just right now, all year. It's about homers. That's what they live and die with offensively. Jones, 1-1 delivery to him. Towards the hole, and he's got a base hit. So he carries that .333 average against Hellickson into the ball game and doesn't hurt it with a single here in the 1st inning. Our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Henry Euler from Hagerstown. You get $500 for being selected and $500 for every Orioles home run hit tonight. You've already got one of those. Play the Orioles scratch off for the Maryland Lottery. Your chance to be a contestant of the game. Enter by September 1st. You could win a trip to see the World Series. Find out more at mdlottery.com/Orioles. So the Orioles come right back on Hellickson. Here is CRUZ, 3 for 13, a couple of runs and an RBI in the series. He's 0 for 4 lifetime against Jeremy Hellickson. Jones off first base, and the pitch will be taken outside for a ball.
Now, we talked about the success that Hellickson has had against the Orioles in his career. He's had a lot of opportunities to pitch against them. Take a look at that ball off the bat of Steve Pearce at 94 miles an hour. And hitting coach Jim Presley likes that. Well, from 2010 to 2012, he was really dominant. Had the 6 wins with a 2.30 earned run average against the Orioles. So that's pretty much having your way against an offense. But in 2013, he gave up 17 earned runs in 26 innings of work against the Orioles. So they made their adjustments against him, and they really put up some big numbers. Now, he still had some wins against the Orioles last season, but they found a way to get to him a little bit. So they're starting to put together more quality at bats, and he knows it's not going to be easy getting through this lineup.
CRUZ fouls it off, shift on with Jones on at first base. Nelson backing out here as Adams looking over for the signs from third. Pearce watching. Jim Presley is hitting instructor. Adam being held at first base by Loney. 1 ball, 2 strike count on CRUZ. ZOBRIST, second baseman, moves back to the other side of the bag in the shift. Here's the 1-2 delivery. CRUZ goes right where he was standing, and a base hit. Jones is going to go to third. No play for Jennings. Adam, with a play in front of him, just kept right on going, and CRUZ put it right where ZOBRIST had been. But when they got to the 2 strike count, they moved ZOBRIST back to the other side of the bag.
Well, that's how you beat the shift right there. Put it in no man's land. Yeah. ZOBRIST slides back over, and Adam Jones, recognizing the pace of that baseball, hustled on in third base. Good base running.
So the Orioles now have 3 hits of their own with runners at first and third and only 1 out. And that's going to bring up Chris Davis. Now Davis has been moved up in the lineup for this ball game tonight because his average against Jeremy Hellickson is .407 with 2 home runs. That'll get you moved up in the lineup. And the pitch to him will be taken for a strike. Jones on at third, Cruz on at first, and Davis with the RBI chance.
And Chris Davis, the monster numbers against Hellickson. He's put up some big numbers against the Rays in the past few years.
Chris hitting just .139 against Tampa Bay this year. Does have 3 home runs though, and perhaps most importantly, he's got 8 RBIs against Tampa Bay. 0-1 count. And Davis on a check swing. Did he go? Yes. Scott Berry down at third. As Laz Diaz, home plate umpire, asked.
Take a look. Hellickson at times, if his breaking ball's down in the zone, has some pretty good bite. Davis commits a little bit too much there. Got that bat head out in front.
We issue a prayer tonight discussing somebody involved in replays in New York. They said we're probably going to expand replays. Maybe one of the things we'll look at, check swings. Dear God, no. We will never finish a baseball game if check swings are added to reviews. 0-2 count with 1 away. And the delivery to Davis, runner goes. They throw through. Now you got the trap with Jones at third. Here he comes, throw to the plate, and it's dropped. Molina dropped it, and it works. Getting Cruz into the rundown intentionally to try and score Jones, and he's in.
Pretty good play right there by Adam Jones. Nelson Cruz, a nice job as well, stopping. Escobar committing. And he starts to turn. Take a look here. No hesitation. Cruz down, stopping in front. Jones bouncing off. As soon as Escobar commits on Cruz and turns his back, Jones takes off. Throw gets a little bit high. It would have been close if he comes down with it. A nice aggressive offensive play here by the Orioles. See Adam Jones sliding by home plate, but then jumping right back and tagging to tie it up.
That is credited as a steal of home plate by Adam Jones. Steals home, and the game's tied at 2, and the pitch will be taken down low for a ball. Also a stolen base for Cruz, who goes down to second, so a double steal, including the steal of home. Honestly, in that play, Molina should have caught that ball, and he should have tagged Jones out. Yeah. I'd almost charge him with an error on that, because that ball should have been caught, and he had plenty of time to catch it and not even move and apply the tag, and he muffed it.
Yeah, just clanked that one.
So the Orioles come right back, get it tied up 2-2. Runner at second base, still only 1 down, and Davis with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Now the full shift employed against Chris in the infield. Long inning now for Hellickson. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and that one into the shift. Caught. No play at second base. Well, that's why it works. And how many times have we seen Chris Davis hit a ball like that, and that softball right fielder be right there to make the play?
That's right. He gets on the inside fastball on a line drive. Typically a hit for most players. ZOBRIST playing in the shallow right field position takes it away.
So that'll leave a runner at second with 2 down. Bring up J.J. Hardy. Hardy's had an RBI in the series with his 2 for 10. 2 down. Orioles get a chance to get a lead here in a first inning where the offenses have been the story. 270, 2 home runs lifetime for Hardy off Hellickson. And the pitch will be there for a strike.
We talked about Hellickson 3 months on the disabled list to start the season, so they've been careful about his pitch count. He's only gone over 100 pitches 1 time in his 7 starts. He's only gone 7 innings 1 time. So, and here Orioles putting some pressure on him. Get some trying innings. Be surprised if they might have to make a move early in the game.
Hellickson at rehab at A ball, AAA ball, AA ball, and then getting back to pitch. 8th start since July 7 when he was reinstated from that elbow surgery. Arthroscopic. A swing and a miss, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. So with a double steal and Jones getting the steal of home plate, that's the first time the Orioles have had a steal of home since Robert Andino did it back in June of 2009 on a similar kind of play. It's about the only time you get steals of home anymore. Nobody tries to do it straight on. Jones, that was work to perfection right there, and you do work on that in spring training. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. CRUZ off second, pitch up high, and Hardy's got a 2-ball 2-strike count.
Well, there are a lot of different ways to pull that off. Adam Jones was hesitating down there because it looked like Molina was hesitating before he made that throw to second base, so it froze him. A lot of times they're taught on a 1st and 3rd steal. The catcher comes up throwing. If that front shoulder turns towards second base, you're off and running at 3rd. But Molina froze him well.
2-2, tap down to 3rd. On the line, somebody call it. Foul ball. Las Diaz, home plate umpire, that's his call, but he couldn't see it. He had the players in front of him, so he looked for help and got it from Scott Berry, third base umpire.
Oh, it was hugging the line. He got on there, and it's riding it all the way down. Just catches a little bit of dirt and kicks it just into foul territory. Longoria there to snag it. This one it gets into the foul ground.
Close but not quite for an infield hit for JJ. Hardy continues with an outstanding month for the Orioles. He's hitting .320, 4 home runs here in August. 2-ball 2-strike count with 2 down. Big lead at second base. The delivery, and that's going to be a base hit into right field. CRUZ off on contact, is going to be held. Throw to the plate of one hopper. Good throw by Kiermaier, the right fielder, but a good punch by Hardy into right.
A great piece of hitting right there by J.J. Hardy. He's done this all season long, the ability to use the whole field. Pitch on the outer 3rd, and he stays on it, backing it up in the zone. It's a bullet to beat the shift, but Kiermaier out in right field closes the distance really well. Bobby Dickerson was aggressively sending CRUZ, and then the late hold. Nice job by Nelson Cruz keeping the head up, keep this inning going.
So that'll bring Hickey out to the mound to have a word with his starter, as Hellickson and Norris both having tough first innings. The Rays got 2 runs on 3 hits. The Orioles have 2 runs on 4 hits, and we are not done the first inning of this ball game. Already getting the chances. Tampa Bay actually went 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position in the first. The Orioles are 1 for 2 here in this inning. And Steve Clevenger coming up. Clevenger getting a shot as the DH as he returns to the Orioles. Clevenger has been up and down with the ball club as needed. The Orioles have used 4 catchers this season. CRUZ the lead runner, Hardy at first. Pitch on the way, and off speed delivery for a strike. Here's the way it's broken down for the Orioles this season at the plate. Joseph has caught the most games as a starter, 58. Hundley's 33. Matt Wieters 22. Clevenger 18. Those are the starts for the Orioles' 4 catchers. Goes after the heater up high, and it goes to 0-2.
Steve Clevenger, of course, made the team out of spring training, winning that backup spot behind Matt Wieters. And then when Wieters went down, looking for some help, they got the veteran catcher Nick Hundley over and brought Caleb Joseph up. And really, Caleb Joseph was so impressive. He had to send Clevenger down, but Clevenger, to his credit, really went down with the right attitude. Swung the bat well, hit over 300 this season in AAA. So Buck Showalter getting his bat back up here to help out down the stretch.
Clevenger, 64 games at AAA with the 2 home runs, 13 doubles, 30 RBIs, and that .305 average. 1-ball 2-strike count. Runners off first and third. Hellickson, his delivery. Clevenger will take it outside. And his pitch count continues to climb at 27 here in the first inning. Clevenger's third stint with the Orioles this season. Back at the beginning and then in the middle of July, and now back again as of yesterday. Here's the 2-2 delivery to him. Clevenger will take it. It just misses. Real close. And the count goes to 3-2.
That's Hellickson's MO. I mean, he works the edges with his fastball, moves it all around the plate. There's some inconsistent command and not really biting on that changeup that he has, and coming up with the big hits. Keep the pressure on here in the first.
Clevenger has gone 2 for 20 with the Orioles with the runners in scoring position. First and third, 3-2. Runner at first goes, and the pitch to him will be fouled back.
Good confidence right there in his changeup. The 3-2 change on the outside corner, but Clevenger just enough of it to keep the at bat alive. See how they're trying to work him everything away.
3-ball, 2-strike count again. Runner at first off. Clevenger will go down swinging, tipped into the mitt. The Orioles have a solid inning. 2 runs on 4 hits. Pierce started it out. Home run. 1, he's got an 11-game hit streak. 2, he's got 17 home runs on the season. 3, he made a fan very happy. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in our ball game tonight, brought to you by Miller Lite.
A nice aggressive play by the Orioles. You don't see them really do a lot of trickery in the game. I don't know if they were really intended to make a type of trick play, but pretty aggressive running, sending CRUZ, and then nice read by Adam Jones when Escobar turned his back. And nice way to get into the heads of the opponent. And you know, other teams are taking note of that too here down the stretch with the playoffs coming up. What are the Orioles doing? Try to get some runs.
But Norris waiting for Adam Jones to get back out into center field. So let's see, in the case of both pitchers, if the second inning they can settle it in. KIERMAIER, the only Ray not to hit in the first inning, getting the start in right field, batting ninth. He's had a solid series since getting back in. They're happy to have him back. Neck problems had kept him out. Returned to the lineup yesterday. Had an 0 for 4, but he's had a pretty good bat here this month. The check swing that one foul.
Yeah, they're really excited about this kid, and we've seen him make some nice plays defensively. He's got good speed, runs the bases very well, and he's having a fine rookie season. I mean, aside from this little setback with the injury, 271, 9 home runs, 30 RBI coming into the game.
And got him.
But can't do a lot with this pitch. 89 miles an hour. Take a look at the late movement. It just looks like it's going to hang on that inside corner. There's so much velocity, but at the end, the great fade and bite down and in. And he ends up missing that by about 6 inches.
So the first strikeout recorded by Norris. Top of the order, Jennings. He kicked off the first inning with a double and would come around to score. And he will take the pitch down low for a ball. For Jennings, just a .218 average against the Orioles this year, well below that .244. A couple of home runs. 1-0 delivery by Norris and a ground ball right back to it. Pierce comes in to get it and gets back to the bag. On Saturday, the Oriole Advocates will hold their annual cardboard to leather collection. Leather. There's a good word there. That'll be right here at Oriole Park. You're encouraged to bring along new or slightly used baseball or softball equipment. And any gate, you can have it collected. Games at 7:05. And it goes to the underprivileged youth in developing countries. Financial donations also accepted. That's Saturday night. Cardboard to leather. You brought his leather with him? So 2 down. Here is ZOBRIST. ZOBRIST grounded out his first time up. ZOBRIST with a 1 for 11 lifetime off Norris. That hit being a home run. .278, 9 home runs on the season for their super utility player. 1-0 delivery to him, and that will miss. Norris trying to get out of this after facing 8 in the first inning. Trying to have a 1-2-3 second inning.
A couple quick outs there. See him reminding himself on the mound about his mechanics to get a good turn. Mostly drive towards the plate.
He will miss with that one up high, and he falls behind 3-0. Orioles with the lead in the series, 10-5 against Tampa Bay. The all-time series between these teams going back to 1998 is tied again. Each team 146 wins and 146 losses. 3-1 strike count. They'll match up again in Tampa Bay. The final season series for these two teams coming up September 5, 6, 7. 3-1 delivery, and that one misses. That'll be the second walk surrendered. That comes to 2 down here in the second inning. Text Masson's word of the day, signs, to 29292 for your chance to win a signed Chris Davis bat. And stay tuned all week long for more chances to win. Davis will go to the shift side and play that shallow right field. Joyce, a sac fly and an RBI, his first time up. Matt Joyce now has got 8 runs batted in against the Orioles this year, hitting .333, 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. 2 down, 1 on. Joyce will take it, misses outside for a ball.
With the shift and sliding Chris Davis over into that second base hole, they bring J.J. Hardy in to protect the left side, but he's up closer to the grass to try to take away that bunt. The Orioles have shown the shift before to Joyce, and he has had bunt attempts.
1-0 count on him. Norris will miss with that one, and the count goes to 2-0. Joyce has the strike on that one. Sorry, 1-1. Joyce has their #1 on base percentage ranking. He's 1. ZOBRIST is 2. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. 2-1 strike count as it skips off the plate. Base stealers have run against Norris this year, 13 out of 19 stolen. But you got Joseph behind the plate with that 44% rate throwing out base stealers. 2-1 strike count. ZOBRIST back on the belly.
When you're a little bit slower to the plate and base runners have that success rate of stolen bases, you have to mix things up, change your hold times, Have some quick pickoffs, some courtesy throwovers, just to get in their head a little bit.
ZOBRIST 9 out of 13 stealing bases, and after a couple of quick outs, Norris wandering all over the place now again with pitches, and the count goes to 3-1. Bud Norris, just one more out here. Back to the bench. Here's the 3-1 delivery, and fouled back. Came right at him. 3-2.
Yeah, basically really having trouble with the command overall. All of his pitches. He said, here it is. I'm going to try to get back in the zone. He just challenges him with a fastball. Gets away with the foul ball strike.
So a 3-ball 2-strike count. They're not going to let ZOBRIST, the base runner, get a big lead at first. Pierce is on the bag, even with a lefty up here, because they do have the shift on. 3-2 delivery on the way. Runner goes. Norris, the rebound, and gets the out. Good play by the Oriole pitcher. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one left on base. We go to the bottom half of the second. Joseph, Jonathan Schoop, and MARKAKIS will be due up. In the military, what a surprise for Major Leslie Dennis. She just came back from South Korea. She had nominated her husband, who is a captain in the Army, Mark Dennis, and she thought it was going to be an honor for him tonight. What she didn't know is they were both going to be honored because he nominated her. How about that? And so both recognized between innings to a standing ovation. She was in Operation Iraqi Freedom, just came back from South Korea. He's a platoon leader, executive officer, Dragon Company, Armored Cavalry Regiment, deployed in Iraq going all the way back to 2005, now at Loyola University here in Maryland. So you got a captain and a major in the same family.
Wow.
How about that? And both back home and happy to be. Ball game tied at 2, bottom half of the second inning. Here is Caleb Joseph. Jonathan Schoop to follow. Hellickson gets the ground ball off the fist. Escobar in the dirt. Nice play by Loney. Saves his infielder an error on that one. Your first place Orioles in the hunt for the postseason. Now's the time to back the Birds. Get a deposit on your 2015 full or partial season plans, including a convenient, affordable 13-game plan, and you'll be guaranteed an opportunity at first dibs on the postseason tickets for this year. So don't miss out. Orioles.com/postseason. Take a look at our pennant chase numbers as the Tigers defeated the Yankees today. Delivery to Schoop taken, and it was Avila getting the home run in the 9th inning, or an RBI single, the game winner. Kuroda, 2 runs, 4 hits over 7-4 New York. Tigers win at 3-2. Giants over the Rockies 4-1 in that ball game. Giants, of course, need all the wins that they can get, as they and the Dodgers are in the battle for the West. Right now, Los Angeles coming into the day with a 5-game lead, with the Giants winning. It's 4.5 now for the Western Division lead. And the pennant chase is on in earnest as we're about ready to turn the calendar page to September. 2-0 delivery to Scope in the breaking ball. He goes after it. 2-1 strike count.
Yeah, Hellickson's starting to go with the changeup more frequently now. Started Caleb Joseph off. A couple here to Jonathan Scope. He starts getting comfortable with that pitch. It'll be tough. Very good pitch. He works it down in the zone. He has incredible command with it.
2-1 delivery rip. That's going to be a base hit. Any pitch up by the eyes thou shalt not pass on, and Jonathan Scope knows what to do with it. He's got a double with one away here in the second inning.
This one I talk about his changeup command. He hangs one up in the zone, and Jonathan Scope hammers it for his 16th double. Take a look, just floating up there, just above the belt. Nice quick bat there from Scope, hooking it down that left field line. He gets underway, runs pretty good for a big kid.
So Scope is on. The Orioles again get a chance to get a lead here. Molina out talking to Hellickson. And the smiling rookie, Jonathan Scope. Markakis grounded out his first time up. Nick's had a couple of home runs off Hellickson in his career. Right now just wants a base hit to get that run in. Markakis .259 with runners in scoring position this year. And the pitch will be taken down low for a ball. Orioles already 1 for 3 in these situations. Again, third baseman Longoria is playing for the bunt.
Yeah, sucked right in. Escobar sliding over to the middle, so a big hole on the left side of the infield. Nick Markakis very adept at going the other way.
Markakis does not have a sacrifice this year. 1-0 count. Trying to get the runner moved up. And we'll take the pitch on the inside corner. Down goes to 1-1. Both pitchers having troubles recording outs in the first 2 innings of this game. 5 hits for the Orioles, 3 on the board for the Rays. Rays have already left 4 and the Orioles have left 2. We haven't even completed the second inning. 1 ball 1 strike delivery by Hellickson. Markakis will take it. That's a little breaking ball on the inside corner for a strike. 1-2.
Yeah, really working Nick on that inner third consistently here. Back-to-back strikes in there. Look at the pitch track. Second pitch kind of leaked back over the middle as a 2-seamer, but that last one stayed true on the inside corner.
So 1 ball 2 strike count. Not a big lead at second. Escobar holding the runner. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Markakis on a pitch away. Will be the second strikeout victim by Hellickson.
A couple pitches hard into Markakis. Here, one of his tighter breaking balls. Velocity 77 miles an hour, but real tight rotation. And it is down. He has a pretty good late finish. Good job there to get Markakis.
So now 2 down. Pierce up, and the infield shifts the other way. Pierce with the home run, his 16th solo shot, increasing his hit streak to 11 games. Career high each time he adds to it. And a 1-0 count.
He is really aware of his strike zone right now. Since he made that little adjustment in his stance, closing off that front side, he just figured it all out. A little rock to set up his load. Here they tried to come in with the changeup, and he just slapped it out of the zone and out of the park.
Steve, that's 8 home runs at home, 8 home runs on the road. 2-0 count, and he gets the hitter's count again. Jonathan Schoop the lead at second base. Hellickson's delivery. Pierce will take that one. It hit off the bat. Hellickson will make the play, and that will do it. An unintentional little roller off the bat of Pierce. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. It remains 2-2. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Luna, for beautiful new carpet, hardwood, and laminate, call 877-241-LUNA. Ball game tied here at 2-2. Both pitchers still trying to find a way to get this thing settled in. For Norris, 34 pitches in the first inning, 16 in the second. His pitch count already up there to 50 to record 6 outs. That will not get you very far into a game. Here is Longoria. RBI came in his 17th home run in the first inning. First one he's ever had off Norris. And a strike on the outside corner. Loney and Myers will follow.
Yeah, Bud kind of struggling with his command here in the early going. A couple walks in the game already. There were some flashes there in that last inning. More aggressive here. A couple good fastballs to get ahead of Longoria.
Longoria against the Orioles this year. A couple of home runs, 7 RBIs, 263 average. As the count goes to 0-2, Jonathan Schoop will move 3 steps closer to first, figuring he's going to try and go the other way, which he did, and it's fouled away. And it will stay at 2 strikes. Orioles try to improve on their home mark. They're 36-27 at home now. They've gone 17-6 at home since June 30. They've outscored opponents over that time 112-69. They did not have a good start at home early on in the year. That has dramatically improved. Outside, and a 1-ball 2-strike count.
We'll take a look at Evan Longoria's first plate appearance. Of course, hit that solo shot. Well, Bud Norris missed with a couple inside, so good hitters count. And the third pitch ends up right in the heart of his power zone, and he didn't miss it.
And that's way outside, and the count goes to 2-2. Orioles will continue the homestand tomorrow night with Minnesota coming in for 4. Miguel Gonzalez, Trevor May to start. 6:30 O's extra, 7 o'clock for the ball game tomorrow night against the Twins. And that got him. Catches the outside corner with a high strike.
Longoria shaking his head. And this the slider. Yeah, it's up in the zone a little bit, but 88 miles an hour. Gets a little cut to catch that outside corner. Los Diaz ringing Longoria.
Leadoff man retired, 2 out of 3 innings. And here's James Loney. Loney picked up a single, so he's now 10 for 19 lifetime off Bud Norris. And the pitch will be outside for a ball. The Orioles against the Twins have set the rotation to be Gonzalez, Tillman, Wei-Yin Chen, and Kevin Gausman. Nick Showalter, of course, with those final 2 starters on the Gulf Coast right now. They'll do their work there and then return for the regular starts in the rotation. He did that in order to add to the bench. Showalter now has a 5-man bench, with the pitchers being assigned out just as paper moves to help the bench. 1-1 delivery, and that's their first strike, and he gets ahead of Loney 1-2.
Good fastball, a little tail at the end, 95 miles an hour. Great location, down and away. After Loney turned on a fastball pitch prior, paint one away and see what he can do. Locks him up.
And the 1-2 delivered to Loney, and he'll foul that straight back. Well, the count will stay at 1-2. Loney, 41 multi-hit games this season. That is the most on the Rays team. Jones and Markakis lead the Orioles in multi-hit ball games this year. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and Loney will go the other way, foul.
Really trying to get it in there on Loney, and it rides back over the plate again. Bud Norris, because of his good velocity, can get away with some mistakes at times. You see that 5th pitch. Caleb Joseph was setting up inside, and it rode up and away to Loney.
Loney, 285 lifetime hitter at the major league level. 1-2 delivery to him. Popped up in the air to shallow center. Adam Jones. 2 down. Time for all you fans to tweet your photo using hashtag #MASSonFanPhotos for a chance to have it shown in a future broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. 2 down, bases are empty here in the 3rd inning. Will Myers coming up, drew a walk. Norris a couple of walks, couple of strikeouts early on in the game. And Myers DHing. Will stand in and think about long ball here. 2 down and nobody on. And we'll take the pitch away. It's where Norris worked him in that first at bat. Away, because Myers has a tendency to put that front foot in the bucket and a step towards third base, leaving the outer part of the plate out of his reach. 0-1 delivery on the way.
That's a good changeup right there. Bud Norris has really been working on that pitch all season long, and his numbers have gotten better and better. I mentioned against lefties just 133. Well, here recently he's been carving up the righties with the changeup as well, and it doesn't get much better than that. Backing it up after a 95 mile an hour fastball.
0-2 went back outside. Myers, one of their hopes to be a foundation player. He's only 23 years old. Tampa Bay brought him up last year to play in 88 games, and he hit .293. 300 average on the button in the minors in some 450 games. Here's the 1-2 delivery to him, and that's where you get him. Went right back out there and gets the strikeout, and a clean inning here in the 3rd. Orioles will be coming up here at Camden Yards 2-2. So far, it's been the offenses who are putting up the numbers. 2-5-0 for the Orioles. The Rays 2-3-0 on this beautiful night. Pierce has delivered a home run, his 16th first inning. Orioles picking up the 2 runs to tie it up in the first. Jones stole home, double steal with Nelson Cruz. Got Cruz caught in the rundown, and the Rays could not execute the out at the plate. So Adam will stand back in, having scored that second run on that steal of home. Longoria's had a home run for the Rays, his 17th of the year, and a sac fly by Joyce for their 2 runs. Base hit for Jones, 4 for 13 in the series now. And leads it off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Adam now is the 6th Oriole with 50 or more extra base hits in 4 consecutive seasons. Cal did it 6 times. Rafael Palmeiro 5. Adam Jones and Nick Markakis, Surhoff and Eddie Murray have done it 4 each. And you got to believe Adam and Nick will be doing it again and again and again.
Right. Well, that's what Adam Jones does. He's proven as he's really kind of come into his own, a star player. He's been consistently putting up big numbers. I mean, consecutive years, his power numbers, another home run, and he'll be the only Oriole ever to have 4 consecutive years of 25 or more. So just incredible high level of consistency for Jones and Markakis both.
He'll back off on that one, and the count will go to 2-1. Cruz is the Orioles leader in extra base hits this year with 57 and is 4th in the American League in that department. There is Nelson batting cleanup with Davis behind him. Shift on against Jones in the infield. 2-1 delivery to him. Adam will go back and foul, even the count up, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Adam in his first at bat able to pick up a base hit on a breaking ball. And he threw him a couple in that first at bat. I'm able to time it up, pick up the single. Well, here challenging him more inside, a couple fastballs there, a changeup, getting away from the curve. But look at how he's pitching him hard in a couple times.
2 ball, 2 strike count, bases empty. They move the shift the other way, and that'll be outside. Ellickson's 27 years old, 40 wins, 33 losses. The Rays counting on their right-hander to be a foundation part of pitching, which for Joe Maddon's ball club has always been the centerpiece of how they win. 3-2 on Jones. Orioles trying to get the leadoff man on for the first time, and they will, as that one will bounce away. Let's take a look at our Jeep inside the numbers. An important look when you think about the Orioles and what they are as an offensive team. They are first in home runs. That's where the runs come from. They are 7th in total runs scored. Their OPS, on base plus slugging, is 4th, but don't be too fooled by that. It's not about on base percentage, it's about slugging. Their on base percentage is actually low in the league, but their slugging percentage is way up there because of the home runs. You see where that slugging percentage is 2nd, on base percentage 13th. They are 14th in walks. So when you talk about the postseason, which the Orioles are headed to, you think about those things, about scoring in the postseason. And will the Orioles be able to do what they've done in the regular season, and that's continue to mash? Most believe it's not as easy to do in the post as it is in the regular season, because you face generally only the top 3 starters of the opposing pitchers and only the best of their bullpens. So we'll see. Yeah,
we'll see. But the Orioles have been tested all year long, and they've done a good job against some number 1, number 2 starters in the league. I don't think they're going to change their game plan too much heading into the postseason.
No, you can't. They can't, because that's who they are. 0-1 delivery to Cruz, swung at one that was down and away.
A good change. I mean, talk about that being his bread and butter pitch. It's a real easy delivery, kind of a slow paced wind up, and then the good arm sell. See hitters chase that changeup down and out of the zone.
0-2 count. Jones held at first base. Hellickson a long hold, and CRUZ takes the pitch, and it'll be down low. Hellickson is one of the slowest pitchers as far as time between pitchers in the majors. It has always been that way. David Price, actually his former teammate now with the Tigers, is the slowest pitcher, and you're looking at the second slowest. He's actually sped it up a little bit this year, but still takes a good deal of time between pitches. 1 ball, 2 strike count. CRUZ with a base hit, first time up. Shift on in the infield against him. 1-2 delivery to him, and that'll be down low. Molina finds it, and the count goes to 2-2.
Trying to work CRUZ out of the zone now. Some changeups down, breaking balls down. Here are the tight breaking curve. Molina trying to backhand it. And luckily for him, it catches him on the calf and just stays behind home plate.
So the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another major league pop up. Molina coming back near the screen, and he will not have a play. I thought Jim Henneman, the longtime writer in the Press Box newspaper, had a real good comment talking about the Orioles. What do you do to get ready for the postseason? What do you add? The left-handed bat would really be helpful in this lineup. It can come from Chris Davis if he can get the average up. Now, Chris still providing home runs and RBIs, but another left-handed bat is something Jim suggested might be the first thing the Orioles would be looking for, and I think that's a fair assessment, especially a corner player. If you could find somebody at first or third who could be that, but you can't find those people out there. And what you're really looking for is help with the call-ups for the rest of the season to do that. It'll go to short, and that's going to get away. Escobar's throw did not have much on it. ZOBRIST trying to reach and haul it in, couldn't, and the Orioles will have runners at first and second.
Yeah, tough little chance here. The chopper ranging Escobar to his right. Good at bat by Nelson Cruz here. This play should be made. Really nonchalant it. Ends up pulling ZOBRIST off the bag, off the tip of his glove. And Jones aggressive in there.
A couple of questionable plays in this ball game, and that one will be charged as an error. So the Orioles get a break on that, and there are runners on at first and second base with nobody out. And here is Chris Davis with the shift on. Davis lined out, first time up to ZOBRIST in shallow right field because of the shift, and he will take that one for a strike.
We'll take a look at this. Most home runs versus the Rays. Well, Chris Davis has hit 109 home runs the past 3 seasons, and since 2012, 13 of those have come against the Rays. Encarnacion on the list, but Adam Jones right there as well, giving the Rays some problems with 9 home runs.
0-1 count, and the pitch will be down low. 1-1 on Davis. Chris has 15 career home runs against Tampa Bay. Outfield very deep, swung around. He gets that left center field gap, as you can see, really wide open. Center fielder Jennings has moved over towards right. 1 ball, 1 strike count. 2 on, nobody out. The pitch away by Hellickson, and it's 2-1.
We talked about Chris Davis's power. Well, since last season, he's averaging a home run every 12.96 at bats. That's the best in Major League Baseball. So still a tremendous threat, even though the batting average not quite where he'd want to be. Is still a force in this lineup. Could have put a lot of pressure on the opposing pitcher.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Orioles 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. In the air, that's the other way, back near the warning track. It will be hauled in. Joyce guns it to second base. Jones will move up to third. Davis bidding for the long ball to the opposite field, almost, is the first out.
Well, you had mentioned that big gap out there in left center field, and he was shooting for it. And Chris Davis gets right. It is certainly his power alley. Take a look. It just gets on him a little bit, but he's still able to muscle it out there deep enough for Adam Jones to tag and move on to third base. Joyce thinking there's going to be a double tag because the Orioles have done such a good job of that all season long. Gets that ball back into second base to keep the double play in order.
So now one down, runners on at first and third. J.J. Hardy. Hellickson a look to first, and the pitch will be inside for a ball. The Orioles only had one chance last night with a runner in scoring position. They went 0 for 1. They've already had 6 chances in the ball game tonight. We're only in the third inning. 1-0 count on Hardy. J.J. a base hit his first time up. Jones lead runner. Reached on the walk. Cruz reached on the error. 1-0 count. Hardy will take it, and it is a strike. Well, when a team like the Orioles, they're not going to steal bases. They don't particularly have a lot of good base runners. They're a station-to-station team in large part in the middle. Plays like that by Adam Jones that Mike's talking about really matter. That's the way they get an extra base.
It really is.
You tag up with a fly ball because they're not going to do it the other way. They're not going to steal bases. Not a lot of infield hits, not a lot of bunt hits. They just don't have good team speed. That one's inside and low.
And I think they've kind of recognized that as a team. And they have actually made some incredible improvements, I think, in their base running as the season has progressed. We're seeing them go more times first to third on base hits. We're seeing them double tag and advance on bases to get themselves in scoring position. Those type of things add up when you're not a base stealing threat.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Foul ball. Already getting around on that one. A game that decides whether the Orioles get a series win or whether it's a split. The Orioles have won 25 series this year, tying them for third in the majors in series wins. 24, 12, and 7. Their record this year in the all-important series column. Hardy again with a 1-2 count. Runner goes from first. It goes to short. There's 1, and there's 2. So that will do it here in the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. The double play with the runner going ends at 2-2. History brought to you by Volkswagen. Orioles catcher Elrod Hendricks, 37 seasons in a Baltimore uniform, player, bullpen coach, one of the longest in club history. The The Orioles backstop for 11 years, a .990 fielding percentage, ranking him 3rd among catchers in franchise history. Helped the Orioles win 3 straight American League pennants, 69 through 71, and that World Series ring for him in 1970. A very popular Elrod Hendricks. It'll be, let's see, about 20 years.
Yeah.
And then ready to go on the field. Has the uniform on, doing the proper calisthenics.
Yeah, careful with the elbow, though.
Easy
Come on now.
Easy. I'm not real happy about this. It's not going to look good on the resume. Ball game tied at 2. Orioles 2-5-0. The Rays 2-3-1. Each team has left 4.
But Norris, after kind of struggling through that first inning where that pitch count got up 34 pitches in the first, settled in the last couple innings, pitching much better. A couple strikeouts in the third.
Escobar leading it off here was hit by a pitch in the first inning. And El Escobar, their shortstop. 1-0 delivery to him and a chopper to the opposing shortstop, Hardy. On Sunday, celebrate the holiday weekend with your family here at Oriole Park as kids 14 and under will receive the Manny Machado orange replica Orioles jersey. And all kids will get to wear it as they run the bases after the ball game. Create some new Birdland memories. Just have a great holiday here at Camden Yards. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Norris with the out. Molina down the line and foul. Hit into a fielder's choice. His first time up. Jose Molina, the Molina catching brothers. Veteran who's had more work than he thought he was going to get this year with Hannigan out with the injury. He's back now.
Quite a family of catchers, huh?
Really. Yep.
There's Hannigan. He just came off the disabled list.
0-1 delivery on the way. So Yadier, I guess, is either back or coming back with the Cardinals. He's been out. You lose Yadier Molina without suffering dearly. I had never heard a team talk about a player the way the Cardinals talked about Yadier Molina playoffs last year, and it wasn't just for last year, but how he dominates control of the team. He's like a manager on the field. Strike called. Norris gets it on the outside corner. That's 4 Ks.
Really pitched Molina tough, but challenging him with fastballs. Take a look at the Nissan pitch track. That second fastball riding up and in. Opens up the outside corner, and he just dots it out there. 93 miles an hour. Easy work. 3 pitches, 3 fastballs. Take a seat.
Kiermaier coming up with 2 down and nobody on. Kiermaier, a strikeout victim, his first time up, and he'll go after the first pitch. One delivery with Davis in at third.
I'll take a look at the Jeep inside the numbers. Lowest team earned run average in a single season since 1980. And this year's group is leading the way with that 3.58 earned run average. Remember now, back in 1983, that 3.63, they were the world champs. 80 and 81. Pretty dominant staffs as well. Of course, Mike Flanagan, Scotty McGregor, Tippy Martinez, Steve Stone, Jim Palmer in that group as well.
Steve Stone?
Yeah, did you just see him?
Stonehenge?
I guess we did.
So great to see him in Chicago, and the Orioles were there. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Kiermaier reaching, fouls it back. Count stays at a ball and 2 strikes.
Bud looking good, making some in-game adjustments here. Much more aggressive with his pitches and showing better command. Working the edges.
1-2 delivery on the way. Kiermaier will fight that one back. Big time recovery for Norris, giving up 2 runs, 3 hits first inning with 8 batters coming up. Retired the side in order in the 3rd and trying to do it again here in the 4th inning. That's major league adjustment. 1-2 the count. Kiermaier waiting on it, and that will be taken down low. Jennings, the on deck batter, waiting if it goes that far.
Right there, Bud Norris shaking to the changeup, showing his confidence in that pitch and knowing that he's had some good success against the lefties. Just spikes it a little bit.
2-2 count. And he got him. 5 strikeouts for Norris. That's 7 in a row retired. Who would have thought after watching the way the ball game began for him. 2-2. Maryland football for their inaugural season in the Big Ten Conference. Visit umterps.com for tickets. Of course, the big change coming, joining the Big Ten. Remember, since July now, they'll open up Saturday against James Madison, Byrd Stadium, Capital One Field. They've got C.J. Brown, their quarterback, coming back, the first Maryland quarterback to throw for 2,000 plus yards and rush for 500 or more in a single season. And good luck to the Terps as their head coach Randy Edsall and company get set for another season starting on Saturday, and then some Big Ten games. Steve Clevenger will lead it off. Strikeout victim, his first time up. Steve will take the pitch outside for a ball.
You're talking about needing some lefties in the lineup. Only Davis and Markakis, the only consistent lefties in there. Missing Matt Wieters, of course, the switch hitter. The numbers that Clevenger was putting up in AAA slide in here nicely for an extra bat. Potentially DH more often.
Paredes is a switch hitter, right?
Yeah.
Who just came up today. Can play infield or outfield. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. And yes, we did ask him. Paredes.
Paredes. Got it.
There are about 5 different definitions or pronunciations that will be coming. And the delivery on the way to him, and that's going to miss outside. Off speed delivery, trying to get him to chase that pitch. There he is. Acquired by the Orioles during the season, and looking forward for his chance in an Orioles uniform here at the major league level. First time with the Orioles. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that one's going to be popped up down the line, third base. Longoria with room. And we've got one away here in the 4th. Take a look at our PNC minor league report, brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you.
Oh, here's a list of some of the pitchers that are going to go to the Arizona Fall League for the Orioles. Parker Bridwell, we talked about him, a couple near no-hitters recently in the minor leagues. He's actually going to be working out of the bullpen. Zach Davies is 21 years of age, needs to get a few more innings under his belt. A couple injuries this season. Michael Givens signed as a shortstop, converted to a pitcher, so he's learning more. He'll go down there as well. And Asher Tolliver, a little bit older at 26 years old, but there might be an opportunity for him as well. So quite a opportunity for these young pitchers to prove themselves. And they're going to have Mike Griffin, who's the AAA pitching coach. He's going to be the pitching coach for them in Arizona. So what an asset, and certainly help them move along in their careers.
They weren't playing him that way. Kiermaier coming hard, not going to get it. Joseph's got a base hit. Again, against the grain of that defense that was moved around the other way. And Caleb Joseph delivers a one-out single here in the fourth inning. Nobody remotely close to where that ball was going to land.
Now this pitch riding in. Caleb Joseph gets it on the label. And Kiermaier, he has closed in on some fly balls in this series, but comes up a little short right there. Hellickson showing the frustration. Make a good pitch, and then the ball finds some outfield grass. But good job for Caleb Joseph.
So the Orioles get a man on with one away, and now Jonathan Scope. Scope with a double, his first time up. That's 6 hits for the Orioles, 3 up on the board for the Rays. And he will take the pitch down low for a ball. Coming out of Curacao, talking with one of the Orioles scouts, international scouts today. A couple of players from the Netherlands the Orioles are interested in. It's an interesting backdrop because the Dutch nationality is what's in Curacao, and a number of youngsters are born, raised for a while at least in Curacao, and then go to the Netherlands. And so they have a Dutch heritage, but they get a baseball background while they're growing up in Curacao, where baseball is very popular. So the Netherlands has become a territory where major league teams now look seriously for players, and it's their connection to baseball in Curacao that's largely the reason the Netherlands has got quite a few really good players there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the international scouting has expanded so much. We hear a couple names or see some players. You know, it's going to be an area that's flocked to.
Pitch will be taken inside, and a 2-ball 1-strike count. Netherlands showed very well in the World Baseball Classic. Bert Blyleven, who has a Dutch ancestry, former pitcher, now broadcaster with the Twins, was their pitching coach for the World Baseball Classic, and really liked a number of the youngsters he saw pitching for Team Netherlands. 2-ball 1-strike count. Runner off first, Joseph, 1 out. Delivery on the way by Hellickson off the fist. That's ZOBRIST, who's moved over in the shift, and will put it away. 2 down.
Boy, Hellickson pitch scope tough that at bat. The fastball riding in there to get the jam shot for the out. You know, that World Baseball Classic, I mean, that's really been part of the whole international scouting process. You know, you hear names, you see some of the players that you don't get to see at the major league level. Some are in the minor leagues. Some don't even get an opportunity to play professional baseball in the United States, but they're on this, you know, national or worldwide TV event, and people get to see them, and then by word of mouth, I think it just gets expanded even more.
That's been great for baseball in the international scene, and makes it so much easier for teams to scout. You get all these teams playing from the different countries in the Classic. And the pitch down low, and they got him picked off at first base. Oops, throw down, and they'll still get the out. Loney tagged the bag. I'm not sure what he thought had happened there, but whatever it was, it hadn't. Anyway, the out recorded, only 3-faced hit, nobody left on base. 2-2. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you, and by AT&T, mobilizing your world. With Mike Bordick, I'm Gary Thorne. Great to have you with us here as the Orioles conclude this 4-game set against Tampa Bay. Minnesota comes in for 4, then Cincinnati for 3, part of this long homestand for the Orioles. Chance to make some hay with the Yankees, having lost their ball game today. Tigers beat them by a score of 3-2, so the Orioles have a chance to up their lead over the Yankees to 7 games again if they can win this one. Runs came early. Ball game tied at 2. All 4 scored in the first inning.
Yeah, things looked a little bleak for both pitchers after that first inning, but both have now settled down and getting into the heart of this ball game.
Bud Norris ready to go to work against top of the order Desmond Jennings. Jennings will take it inside. He is double grounded out. He scored. Sac fly by Joyce in the first. Then Longoria homered. The Orioles got the 1-out solo shot by Pierce, his 16th. Jones picked up a single, would end up scoring on a double steal. Scored home. That one Hardy's got, and he caught it. Nope. He throws him out. Second base umpire said you got to make the throw, and so he did, and Jennings is retired. The special 1994 jerseys and hats the Orioles wore Sunday, part of Wrigley's Field's year-long centennial celebration, autographed, authenticated, and are up for auction at Orioles.com/auction. Benefits the Orioles Charitable Foundation. Bidding closes Sunday night at midnight. Zobrist with a walk, and he is grounded out. A couple of hits and 10 at-bats in the series. Zobrist will have a defense playing like they used to play, straight up. You don't even see that anymore. Now that's the oddity right there.
Yeah, it really is, and that's more of a, I guess, a tribute to the hitter. If defenses play straight up, because it shows they have the ability to use the whole field. Markakis gets played that way.
And through the hole for a base hit. So Zobrist is on, a single with 1 down here in the 5th inning. Joyce and Longoria to follow. Zobrist has done about everything over the years with the Rays. Plays everywhere, consistently good offensively. Infield, outfield. Joe Madden kind of player. Madden usually has 3 or 4 of those guys on his teams. Here's Matt Joyce. Sam Fuld was one of those. He came through last night for Oakland with a home run and a comeback win in the 9th inning for the A's. The pitch to Joyce, and that will be taken down low. Joyce, the sac fly, and he is grounded out.
Joyce has that opportunity to shoot that big hole over there after the Zobrist base hit. See what a lot of lefties live for, that opportunity.
That pitch is going to miss away, and the count goes to 2-0. Joyce to be followed by Longoria. Short lead at first base, Zobrist. That ball is going to be a base hit in the left center field. Zobrist with it in front of him will head to third. Jones has got to throw to second. And with 1 away, the Rays cover the corners here in the 5th inning. And Joyce's base hit. Well, you take a look at the wild card race right now in the American League. You've got Oakland on top. They're going to go one way or the other, one would think. Detroit and Seattle right now in that wild card race are tied. Then the Yankees are only 3 out. Cleveland 4.5 and Toronto 5.5. So the race for the wild card is very much underway. And Oakland, of course, taking a shot at the Western Division title too. They're only a game behind the Angels for a division lead. So that's the way it looks in the wild card race.
Yeah, tough in the American League West this season.
Yep.
Good teams over there.
That one put high in the air to center with only one down. It'll get the go-ahead run in. ZOBRIST will tag. He'll come in to score. Runner back to first. Longoria's got his second RBI of the ball game. He had a homer, now gets the sac fly, and Tampa Bay goes on top 3-2.
It doesn't waste any time. A lot of times hitters just wait for your pitch. Well, that must have been his. Thinking about the slider, he got it. Got enough air under it and depth. Pick up that sacrifice fly.
Longoria, their leader in RBIs, 2 in this ball game, 76 runs batted in on the season. He's just outside the top 10 in RBIs. Well, he gets it done. Runner remains at first base. Now there are 2 down. Loney is single and he's flied out. JOYCE the runner at first. And he asked for the timeout at the plate. Loney got his single in the first inning, was stranded. Each team still with just 4 left on base. 3 of those in the first inning for the Rays. Close.
Quick snap throw right there. We've seen Bud Norris's athleticism all season long, but in this game, a couple nice plays, some comebackers. And here, look at the quick feet and the snap throw. It's a pretty close play over there.
Two down. Down to third. That's going to be a fair ball. That's going to roll into the corner. Keep an eye on JOYCE. Foley looking. He's going to wave him home. CRUZ will get the throw all the way into the plate. Not in time. That ball was not hit that hard, and that's why they were able to score the run. It trickled into the corner. Loney gets a double and an RBI and a 4-2 Rays lead.
Yeah, just inside outing the pitch, and Chris Davis off the line. Take a look. Fastball pulls the hands through and spins away, and really kind of just spinning and dying down there in the corner. Allows JOYCE to score all the way from first base.
So a 2-run inning, and Brad Brock quickly getting up in the bullpen for the Orioles. So Loney does some damage with his 61st run batted in. Dave Wallace is going to draw a little time for the bullpen as he will take a walk to the mound.
I'll take his time a little bit. Brock out there rushing. Bullpen guys are amazing. They get called on. It doesn't take long for them to get their arms loose. You certainly don't want to be in a panic mode out there. You want to settle into your routine, getting yourself ready. So Wallace, a little bit of stalling right here.
Bud Norris had retired 8 in a row before the 1-out single this inning by ZOBRIST. He had not given up a hit since the first inning. And then ZOBRIST got the single. JOYCE got a base hit. Sac fly Longoria and the double by Loney. All coming in a hurry here in the 5th. Myers has drawn a walk and he has struck out. Runner at second base, 2 down. And he will take the pitch for a strike. Pitch count up there at 88 right now, but has gone over 100 innumerable times. Of course, that short outing because of the rain in Chicago his last time out. Threw only 58 pitches in the ball game. 0-1 delivery and a little roller to short. Hardy on about the 3rd hop, short hops it and gets the out. Myers retired. But a couple of runs in on 3 hits with a runner left on. Our Rose Do-Up brought to you by Mazda. Nick Markakis, Steve Pearce, Adam Jones. action will shift to games against the Twins. Miguel Gonzalez on the mound against Trevor May. Game 1 of 4. Our coverage on MASN 6:30 O's Extra, presented by Geico. And our game at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN.
All right, so let's take a look at here. 58-74 record. They've lost 4 in a row, and they're 16 games back in the Central Division. That .250 team batting average is 10th. 4.3 runs per game is 5th. That's not too bad. 4.47 earned run average, though. That's where they're hurt. 14th in the American League. But they got a young player, Danny Santana, who's tearing it up right now. 319, 6 home runs, and the 34 RBI. Twins leading the series this year 2-1. And last year, the Orioles and Twins split 3-3. So it's not going to be an easy series against the Twins. They always play the Orioles tough.
Twins are playing Kansas City tonight. Ball game tied at 2-2. The Orioles will miss Jeremy Guthrie. He's pitching tonight against Malone in that ball game against KC. Ron Gardenhire is coming back. Guthrie for Kansas City, trying to become a key part of the finish to their season with a chance to win the division. They really need Jeremy Guthrie in that rotation to be good here in the final month. 1-0 count. Nick Markakis, and the pitch swung on and missed. Hellickson. Markakis 0 for 2. He's grounded out, struck out. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Some question whether Gardenhire, the manager, might hang it up after the season. He's been there a while. They've got Paul Molitor, manager in waiting, coaching. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That'll go the other way, and that's a base hit. How many times have we seen Markakis do that this year?
It's about as good as it gets. A breaking ball. There is no leak at all on the front side. He stays on it. Just peppers it through the hole over there. Talk about Longoria getting sucked in and Escobar playing up the middle. He takes advantage of it there. Beautiful piece of hitting by Markakis.
So the Orioles down by 2 get their 6th hit of the ball game. Steve Pearce, a home run, and he is grounded out. Shift put on in the infield. Hellickson will get it in there for a strike. With all kinds of players going through waivers as teams try and clear waivers so they can cut some deals, the Royals have claimed Jason Nix off waivers from the Pirates today. Now they negotiate 48 hours, get a deal, or pull him back, or just let him go. 0-1 count. That's where Hellickson holds a long time with runners on. It just seems like this year more teams are putting claims in on players. Teams are trying to get through waivers. I don't know, maybe not, but it seems that way. It's kind of a gentleman's agreement. You don't claim somebody off waivers if the team's just trying to put them through. But if you think that player might go to a team that you're battling with for the postseason, you file a claim. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Scooped by Molina.
Pretty good pick. I'm not going to say it was lucky because, of course, the Molina brothers very adept at handling that catching position, but that changeup bounced well in front of the plate, and he just backhanded it like J.J. Hardy at short.
Nobody out with the leadoff man on. The Orioles down by 2. Look over at first. Markakis 2-1 delivery and stays outside. So the fastball away makes it 3-1. First action in their pen. Jeff Beliveau. Left-hander with Jones, Cruz, and then Davis due up. There's 3-1. Runner not going, and the pitch is inside. So the Orioles get it going. 2 on, nobody out, 5th inning. Only the 2nd walk by Hellickson. On Labor Day Monday, the first 25,000 fans 15 and over at the Twins game going to get the Adam Jones bobblehead. Spend your holiday here at the Yard and pick up a special souvenir. Every game matters now. Tickets going fast. Go to Orioles.com or call 888-848-BIRD. Labor Day. Hellickson in a bit of a jam here in the 5th inning. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts for him. The Orioles trying to answer back after that 2-run 5th inning for the Rays. Adam Jones scored, stealing home 1st inning on the double steal. He'll take the pitch inside and low for a ball. Adam picking up the walk in the 3rd.
See Adams' number versus the Rays this season, 303 home runs and the 7 RBIs, but he's had unbelievable numbers against Hellickson as well in his career. 4 home runs, so Hellickson sure aware of that and pitched very careful to him.
Runners off 1st and 2nd. Here's the 1-0. Jones, a chopper. Hit right down, either on his foot or close to it. Molina going out to the mound with a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Possibly mixing up the signs a little bit. You've seen a lot of catchers with runner at 2nd base. Just change it up throughout at bats to keep the runner at 2nd base kind of guessing if they are trying to relay some signs. And just to settle him down, talk about how he is going to pitch Adam Jones as well, because he's had a couple good passes on some breaking balls.
Adam waiting on it with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. That's going to be in the gap. Base hit. Late start Markakis. He's going to stop at 3rd. Jennings will get it in. The Orioles have loaded the bases here in the 5th inning with nobody out.
Adam Jones having a nice night. A couple base hits. A base on ball. Look at him stay on the changeup. Down in the zone. Great concentration. Keeping that bat head through the zone a long time. Picking up a nice clean single there. Markakis has to hold at 2nd base with a low line drive. Hangs at 3rd.
So again, at the visit to the mound here, the bullpen has been active. Hellickson doesn't get many ground balls, so trying to come up with a double play is not easy. Jim Hickey out there to discuss it with Hellickson in the infield, with CRUZ coming up.
Hellickson doesn't get very frustrated out there on the mound. I think that's one thing that's really impressive about him, and really has been throughout his career. You mentioned just 27 years old, but very calm demeanor out there. Never really gets frustrated or worked up about situations. Bill Madden said at times he wonders if he even has a pulse when he's out on the mound.
Well, Nelson Cruz stands in. Big chance to the O's here in the 5th. Cruz with the bases loaded. This is the 15th time he has come to the plate with the bases loaded this season. Couple of salamis, 6 hits, 6 for 14. And he will take the pitch inside for a ball. He's reached on an error, single in this game for Hellickson. And this just his 8th start since coming off the DL. First time he's had the bases loaded against him this year. Markakis, Pierce, and Jones. One-0 delivery on the way, and it goes to short. Everybody back. Escobar didn't have to move. 1 down.
Bullet right at Escobar. A little bit surprised that he didn't kind of look up and look for an extra out here, but just kind of caught it at the end. Kind of looks at 2nd base, but Never even had to move his feet. Ball's probably dented. That's for a different baseball.
That'll be it for Hellickson. Davis coming up. Joe Madden wants a left-hander. So Hellickson will leave, responsible for the base runners, but he's got the opportunity to be the winning pitcher. This is our M&T Bank call to the bullpen, brought to you by M&T Bank. When Baltimore succeeds, we all succeed.
.51% fastballs, a breaking ball 17%, and 32% changeups. Pretty much true to form against this season. But the Orioles were able to get to him, only lasting 4 1/3. 8 hits, a couple runs, both of them earned, a couple walks tonight, just 2 strikeouts, 88 pitches. Now really labored through that first inning, and the Orioles able to get to him again here in the 5th. He gives way to Jeff Beliveau. Fastball at 78%. Now he does have a cut fastball off his 4-seamer. Not overpowering by any means. 88 to 91 miles an hour. Breaking ball, big curve 19% of the time, and a very rare changeup from the lefty. On the year, he's been in 15 games, 1.88 earned run average with 16 strikeouts in his 14 1/3 innings of work. His 5 walks. Opponent's hitting .241. Giving up the 1 home run. The lefty's at 182. That's why he's in here in this situation. And righties at 281.
So Hellickson will leave. He could be the loser in this ball game. If all 3 of these runs scored and the Orioles got a lead and didn't surrender it, he can't win it. He didn't go far enough in the ball game. And Beliveau will face Davis, and another big at bat. Only 1 out. Bases loaded for Chris Davis. 3 for 7. With the sacks full this year, including 1 grand slam. He's lined out, flied out to left field in the ball game. A lot of folks on the field right there with the bases loaded. Belivau's delivery on the way, and the pitch will be taken for a ball. Chris against the lefties, 197, a little bit better than the 186 off righties. 23 home runs, 8 have come off lefties. Shift put on. Longoria, the only one on the left side in the infield. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Davis goes right into the shift. They're going to go for 2. There's 1. Relay. Way over. And the Orioles are going to get a couple of runs. So Markakis scores. Pierce scores. On another misstep by the defense. And Hellickson can't believe it. Those are going to be charged to him as Chris Davis reaches first base on the overthrow.
Now Loney with the quick snap feed to Escobar, but Escobar coming in from the second base position Not used to that type of turn. Just launches one over first base. You see him playing up the middle on the second base side. Then he tries to pull his best Robbie Alomar imitation. Fires it off the wall. See Hellickson showing the frustration there.
So Escobar is going to be charged with an error. Here's Hardy, runner at first base. Ball game is tied at 4-4. That has been the story of Escobar's career wherever he's been. Great talent, but some days you go, what is going on? 0-1 count. Davis is lined out, flied out, now reaches on the error. Hardy with a single and is hit into a double play. And he'll foul one off. Beliveau coming in on him.
Yeah, you can understand sometimes trying to make a real athletic type of play, off balance, if you will. But in that type of situation with the pitcher covering, still not there set up, a very tough play for any infielder. Not very highly recommended. Should try to set your feet, make a strong throw to the pitcher.
Belivo's delivery popped up in the air, and that'll go back into the seats and the foul. Kirby Yates, who has pitched in this series. 0-2 count. J.J. Hardy trying to keep the inning alive here. Ball game tied at 4. Orioles come right back in their half of the 5th and answer the 2 runs scored in the top half. An RBI will be credited on that to Davis. You never assume the double play. And Chris will get 1 RBI. The other run will score in the error. Oh, 2 count with 2 down. Davis being held at first by Loney. Belivo's pitch again, foul back into the screen.
Well, this has been a really good inning for the Orioles offense. Markakis leading things off with his typical going the other way, the base hit, and then Steve Pearce, who's been red hot, seeing the ball so well, draws another walk. And Adam Jones, big numbers off Hellickson, continues his success. A couple hits tonight with a walk to load the bases, and then able to pick up a couple there. So a lot of pressure on this team. Orioles offense.
Bender. Beliveau comes in with the curveball and gets you out. The Orioles, though, will get a couple of runs on 2 hits, a very important error, and a base runner left on. 4-4.
Steve Pearce has been red hot, and he gets one in the happy zone, a solo shot off Hellickson to increase his streak, and then the Orioles pull the double steal in the first. CRUZ with the steal attempt gets Escobar to turn. Adam Jones stealing home safely, and the Orioles threaten, bases loaded, Chris Davis with a ground ball to Loney, and yoicks and away from Escobar. 2-run score, and they tie it back up. Take a look at the Orioles box score here. Markakis 1 for 3. Steve Pearce staying red hot. Solo home run and a walk. Adam Jones couple hits. He also drew a base on balls. Also CRUZ picking up a base hit. Davis with that RBI. Hardy gets a single. On the bottom of the lineup, Joseph a single and Jonathan Scope a double. Remember, Geico 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
1 unearned run in that last inning. So Hellickson 4 runs, 3 earned, 8 hits over 4 1/3. Couple of walks, couple of strikeouts. His final line, and we're 4-4 as we go to the top of the 6th inning. And the pitch will be taken by Yunel Escobar. Escobar hit by a pitch, and he is grounded out. Molina, Kiermaier, bottom third of the order for the Rays. Bud Norris trying to hang on long enough for the Orioles to get a lead here while he is still the pitcher of record. That is there for a strike.
Well, this is how you grind through. This is what Bud Norris is all about. Incredible competitor, making the in-game adjustments. After that first inning, you're thinking, oh my gosh, there's no way he's going to be around and last in this ballgame. 34 pitches in the first.
Hardy's got that one. He'll make the play. Plenty of time. One away here in the 6th. As promised earlier in the game, our AT&T's fan photo.
The Wild Bill hats again.
Wild Bill hats are mighty popular. Good crowd on hand here tonight for this final game against the Rays. Here is Molina. He'll go after it and foul it back. He has struck out and into a fielder's choice. Brad Brock getting ready. This will probably be the last inning for Norris. Oh, 1 pitch. Again, foul back. For Bud this year, compared to his career numbers, he's lowered just about everything. ERA career is 4.3. This year 3.9. His whip's gone from 1.4 to 1.24. Base on balls are down 1+ per inning. OPS has dropped from 7.52 to 7.15. Well, he's really put on a much improved season out there on the mound, looking for his 12th win if he could pick it up here tonight, including a very good 5-2 mark at home. His ERA this year here at Oriole Park is 2.86.
Now you remember, I think back at the beginning of the season when the Orioles starters were really struggling and the bullpen was getting way overused. Bud Norris was the one that was staying the most consistent. He was averaging 6 innings per start there the first 2 months of the season, so he was really the most stable starter, somebody to count on to actually get into the back end of the game, and really ended up saving a lot of the bullpen arms because there were a lot of question marks going on. How is the bullpen going to hold up? Well, of course, they made the big turnaround, and now there have been a lot of fresh opportunities for the Orioles pen.
Ground ball towards second. Jonathan Scope will back up, play the hop, plenty of time, and record the out. 2 down. Opening our Major League notebook to this day in baseball was 1926. The Indians would sweep a doubleheader at Fenway Park, and they used the same lineup in both games. Now, why is that important? Because it was the same pitcher in both ball games. Emil Dutch Levson became the last Major League pitcher to win 2 complete game victories in 1 day. And in 1961, the O's won the final game for Paul Richards as their manager. They played at Los Angeles's Wrigley Field. They had 5 home runs, beat the Angels 11-5. Jack Fisher had a complete game, walked 12 in that ball game and won. And it would be the last for Paul Richards as the manager for the Orioles, all occurring on this date. 0-1 count. Kiermaier, and he'll take the pitch outside on the fastball.
So you didn't mention that your boy there, Dutch Levson, pitching both games of the doubleheader.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even have a strikeout.
He did not. He didn't strike out anybody in either game. How about that? That's probably how you get to do it, though. Keep your pitch count down.
Yeah, put it in play.
Use your defense, put it in play. Chopper comes back to the mound. Norris has got it. Well, he's done his part. 1-2-3 inning. If the Orioles can get some runs here, he might win a game. Our Honda do-ups: Clevenger, Joseph, and Jonathan Scope. And the young lady there, she wouldn't turn around for us. Well, there she is, orange and black. It's pretty good. Did you ever do that?
No.
No?
But, the guy next to her reminded me of my high school picture.
Why?
Yearbook picture, because that big bald spot on the top of my head. I had a lot more hair. It was sticking up like that, but still had the bald spot. All right. Anyway, back to the game.
But Norris did the professional job tonight. You talked about it. That's a pitcher hanging in. Sometimes young pitchers can't get that done.
That's right. Well, that's what you look to the veteran pitchers for. That type of intensity, that type of competitiveness, and that's what he's brought to the table since he's come over as a Baltimore Oriole. Now, he didn't have his best stuff to start the game, but boy, did he work through it, and really a pretty impressive job, an outstanding job to keep his team in the ball game and clean it up as well as he did. A pretty outstanding effort.
Now the Orioles will try and get some runs, which would go to his credit, as Delmon Young is going to come on to pinch hit against the left-hander. So Young for Clevenger in the DH role. And this is where, of course, Delmon has been so spectacular throughout the season. That 9 for 17, a home run, 4 RBIs, leading the league when it comes to pinch hitting. Belivo's delivery, and that will be in the dirt. Belivo on in that last inning, pitching to a couple of hitters to get out of it. And as the Orioles came back to get 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 hits in the 5th. Escobar error costing an unearned run. Young with a 2-0 pitch, and did he go? Nope. So Delmon gets ahead on the count. Those who think he's going to swing at anything, finding out not so.
No, showing some great patience here recently. Yeah, and he held it up.
Only 8 walks this year for Delmon Young. 3-0 count. Infield moved around on him, and the pitch up high, and he walked it. So Delmon Young gets a leadoff walk. Potential go-ahead on here in the 6th inning.
Being a little too careful there. The leadoff runner on.
Joseph and then Scope due up. Hickey on his way to the mound again. Talk to Belivo, the bullpen active. Yates has been up a couple of times. I think he's ready if needed. You've got Joseph, then Jonathan Scope, and then the left-hander Markakis. Laz Diaz has had to go out to break up these confabs as Hickey's stayed out there a couple of times with some lengthy discussions. So Diaz joins right in.
Stay right out there.
Brings Molina back with him. 16,915 the announced attendance tonight. 16,915. Showalter up and watching as Joseph has a single and he has grounded out. Longoria at third base, not quite even with a bag, but moving in now, and now he is. And the delivery will be fouled away.
Good pass right there for Caleb Joseph. Longoria anticipating the bunt, not overly committing as he's drawn in on the grass there. Caleb Joseph has laid down some sacrifice bunts this season.
Ball game tied at 4-4. Longoria stays in at third, at least even with the bag. Here's the 0-1 delivery, not bunting, and the pitch will be taken up high. You're looking right there at the Orioles leader in the month of August in OPS, on base plus slugging. Joseph first, Pierce second, Hardy third for the month of August. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way, and that ball ripped foul. Got out in front of it. 1-2 Bobby Dickerson.
He's showing his reactions. Coming about head high.
Out of the way of that one. Delman Young at first base, held by Loney. Joseph with 3 hits in this series. He's gone 3 for 9. Beliveau with a 1-2. Young not going anywhere, and the off-speed pitch is there for a strike. Another one of those breaking balls that he's shown.
Yeah, Caleb kind of giving up on it. Looked like it was just going to float up and away, but ends up getting some pretty tight rotation, catching the top of the zone there. See him get on top. Big breaking ball dropping down in to get Joseph.
So Beliveau now will face Jonathan Scope. He has doubled and popped out. One down. Young remains at first. Scope 203 off lefties, 20 points higher off righties. Fastball outside corner at 91 miles an hour. Delman Young very careful at first with the left-hander, looking right at him. And the 0-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to be there for a strike. And quickly Jonathan Scope behind 0-2.
Well, Bellevue offers some pretty good deception. A little bit of a cross-body look. We talk about that being one of the big factors. It isn't necessarily how hard you throw. Is there deception in your delivery? We saw it last night with Smiley. Very rarely do they see a lefty that comes right over the top. It was really tough picking up the rotation on some of his breaking balls.
Young back to the bag. Beliveau spent the majority of this season with the Durham Bulls. He had 51 strikeouts, 11 saves, 30 games, 1.5 ERA. Oh, to the count. Delivery to Scope, and another wrinkler, and gets him. That's 3 strikeouts, 2 in the inning.
Yeah, his best put away pitch here has been the breaking ball. And the ones he's thrown, though, have kind of stayed up in the zone. Typically probably wants to bury it. You see it bite down and in, or gets on the inside part of the plate. necessarily down at all. Enough late bite to get both Caleb Joseph and Jonathan Scope.
So Nick Markakis with the runner at first and 2 down now. Nick with the .291 off the left-handers this season. Nick improving his numbers from last year against Southpaws, where he hit .274 against left-handers. Young still on at first base after getting the leadoff walk.
Think about Delman hanging tight there. Obviously the lefty pickoff move, but the more times you can get an Oriole hitter up to the plate, more opportunities obviously you have to score. Potential long ball hitters all the way through this lineup, so don't take unnecessary chances on the bases.
Count goes to 2 strikes. Laz Diaz has 2 looks behind the plate. One he calls a strike with his arm directly in front of him quickly. The other one, it's 1,001, 1,002, and then he turns around towards first base and calls this. He's used both tonight. I'm sure he's giving the oral indication to the catcher hitter. That doesn't do us any good though. And the count goes to 0-2 here on Markakis. So Beliveau, just a reminder that he's keeping an eye on Young.
A lot of times in these type of situations with the leadoff hitter up and 2 outs, especially when a pitcher gets ahead, the manager might take a chance and send the runner. And you get the top of the order to lead off the next inning.
Runner not going. He fisted him. Shortstop back. Escobar will make the catch. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on. We've completed 6 here at Camden Yards, and it is a 4-4 game.
Rough start. 34 pitches in the first inning. 2 runs ended up crossing the plate, but he came up with some nasty pitches there. A hard slider, and he helps himself with a tremendous defensive effort to get the play and the out. It was a grind early on, but he settled in and came up with some nasty pitches. Here are a couple of sliders. We get Longoria and Myers. Molina going down, and then Kiermaier on the high fastball. Ends up with 6 strong innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, couple walks, 5 punch outs, 100 pitches, but a pretty impressive gutty performance by Bud Norris. See his pitch arsenal staying pretty much true to form. Picked up a little bit on the changeup at 11%. Now it's time for the Jiffy Lube pitching change. Change is good, especially when it's your oil getting changed at Jiffy Lube. Give your vehicle relief with regular oil changes at Jiffy Lube and help stretch the life of your engine. Well, Brad Brock now in the ball game, 68% fastballs. It's a good one, 95 miles an hour. Hard slider and a good changeup from Brock, and he has been One of the forces out of the pen. 5 wins, 247 earned run average, 46 punchouts, 21 walks for Brock. Opponents hitting just 182, lefties 200, and righties at 168.
Big swing and a miss on a pitch down and away to Desmond Jennings, leading it off here in the 7th inning. Jennings has had a double, a run scored, and he has grounded out twice. Brock working to the top of the order. Zobrist and then Joyce due up, and that one's going to miss outside. So a ball game where both teams have had opportunities to get a lead, can't hang on to it. Rays got 2 in the first, Orioles answered. Then through the middle innings the pitchers took over. 6th inning, Rays got 2 in the 5th, Orioles answered, and it's a 4-4 game. And that one he had to reach for and will foul it off the other way. Brad Brock, acquired from San Diego back in November of last year, up for the 3rd time this season. Last call up though was June 21, and he's been here since, with a .56 ERA and 16 strikeouts in his last 13 outings. 2-2 delivery, and that one's going to go to center, and that'll fall in for a base hit. So there's a leadoff single here in the 7th inning. Jennings is on his 2nd hit, 2 for 4. Joel Peralta.
Test of the bullpens here now. Of course, the Orioles bullpen has been outstanding for a long stretch. A lot of good arms into the back end of the bullpen.
Both starters non-decisioned, Norris and Hellickson. Zobrist, a base hit, a walk, and he's grounded out. Runner on at first, the leadoff man. Brock's delivery to him, a strike. Zobrist checking at 3rd, switch hitter. This is his power side, 7 of his 9 homers. Better average, about 90 points better from the other side of the plate. Jennings has speed over there at first, not a big lead, and not going, and there's a great off-speed pitch to him.
It really was. I mean, he dots a fastball down and away, a little two-seamer, and backs it up with a beautiful changeup. And look at that late fade right there, well located on the outside corner. You have a lot of success if you can throw pitches like that back to back.
0-2 count. Zobrist the other way, and no play. It's foul. Zobrist, one of the few around anymore, as you take a look at Miller warming up, whose strikeouts and walks are almost the same for a regular player. 460 plus at bats. It's coming into the game 64 walks and 68 strikeouts. That's pretty much unheard of in this day and age. Here's the 0-2 delivery to him. Another one he fouls back.
Throwing him some tough pitches. Working that outside corner. Trying to get it down. Zobrist keeping him alive though.
Clutch time here in the 7th inning.
You see the pitch track. All 4 pitches well located, just off that outside corner.
And the pitch is going to be outside. Orioles have 4 runs on 8 hits. The Rays have 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, 1 costly. Orioles have 1 unearned run on the board. Orioles have stranded 6, and the Rays have left 5 on base. Ooh. That one really cut across the plate. Doesn't get the call though. 2-2.
Yeah, great angle right there from Brad Brock. Now he steps across his body on his delivery. Let's take a look at the pitch track. Oh my, oh my. That is a good looking fastball. Take a look from above. Would have been just off the plate.
2-2. Zobrist with an 0 for 3 against Brock. Jennings staying pretty tight to the bag, held by Pierce. Jones and centers moved in a couple of steps. Pitch will be away. So a 3-ball, 2-strike count on ZOBRIST.
Steady diet of pitches away and off the plate. Goes for that kill pitch on the inside corner. Doesn't get the call. Somebody tries to finish him up.
Runner does go. And foul back into the screen. So on the 3-2, sending Jennings. You're in a tie game in the 7th inning. You stay out of the double play, and if you get a base hit, maybe even score that runner from first.
And you mentioned that ZOBRIST doesn't strike out a lot. He had a good eye, so it's going to be around the plate. Typically put the ball in play. Good contact.
Runner going again. So this battle's joined. Jennings heading back 3-2, 8 pitches so far in the at bat.
He's fouling off some nasty pitches.
And that's why he doesn't strike out very much.
Yeah.
The ability to do that and then get one he can handle. 3-2, got to believe Jennings goes. He doesn't. He knew he was going to foul it off.
Brock hasn't put one pitch on the plate aside from that fastball inside. It was borderline. Everything else is working itself off that outside corner, but too close for ZOBRIST to take.
ZOBRIST having a solid second half, 305 average since the All-Star break for him. 3-2 count, runner not going again, and the ball popped up this time playable. CRUZ has it. Jennings halfway, goes back.
Nice job by Brad Brock and Caleb Joseph, not giving in, continually working the outside edge.
And that will be it for Brock, with Joyce coming up, the left-hander. Brock will work a third of an inning, give up a hit, and the matchups begin. 7th inning, ball game tied at 4. Telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles.
Well, here you go, getting to the back end of this Orioles bullpen. Andrew Miller brought over in the trade for Eduardo Rodriguez, and he is a dominant lefty. Fastball 59% of the time. It is a good one in the mid-90s. Breaking ball, that sweeping slider 41% of the time. 2-pitch pitcher, but he is dominant against both lefties and righties. A 2.09 earned run average on the season, 82 strikeouts and 16 walks. Now, he did have 50 appearances with the Red Sox, but take a look at his opponent batting average, 156. Lefties just 150, righties at 162. Since coming over here to Baltimore, 0.96 earned run average. Take a look at the inherited runners stranded, 93%. Amazing number. 27 of 29 left out there on the bases.
Forsythe has come on as the pinch hitter for Joyce. Logan Forsythe, and he will take the pitch away for a ball. So Forsythe has done a lot of this year, pinch hitting. He's 5 for 23, couple of pinch hit RBIs, overall with a 236. With 5 home runs. Jennings on at first base and 1 down, 7th inning. Miller with a 1-0 delivery. Forsythe will follow back.
Quite a luxury Buck Showalter has. The arms at the back end of this bullpen. Andrew Miller, the incredible numbers off both lefties and righties. Of course, Darren O'Day keeping both lefties and righties under 200 as well. Zach Britton. I mean, don't have to match up here.
Forsythe 0 for 2 off Miller in his career. And a little courtesy toss over to first base with Jennings all but sitting in the bag. Miller this season against Tampa Bay, 8th appearance. His record is 1-2. 2 runs, 3 hits, 5 innings. Couple of walks, 6 strikeouts against the Rays. Rays have hit him at a 167 average. And the pitch will be taken down low for a ball. So 2-1 on Forsythe. Longoria on deck. Teams have matched runs in this ball game. Neither able to get ahead for more than a half an inning. 2-1 delivery. That one punched to short. Hardy plays it on the hop. There's one, and he got the double play. How about that? There's a veteran move. J.J. Hardy probably could have caught that ball in the air, but quick enough to realize he had a double play, so he let it hop. Right there, goes to the bag, gets 2. No runs, a hit, nobody left. 7th inning stretch time. Thank you. And just as we promised earlier in the game, Miller time brought to you by Miller Lite.
Yeah, Orioles offense real aggressive here. A double steal. Nelson Cruz freezes. It's Escobar to turn and chase him, and Adam Jones off and running. See Escobar turn the back. Jones recognizing it. It would have been a close play if Molina hangs on to the ball. Nice aggressive offensive play there by the Orioles.
Ball game tied at 4. Bottom of the 7th inning coming up, and the third pitcher used. Beliveau an inning and 2/3. Had a walk and 3 strikeouts.
Kirby Yates, I've seen him in this series a couple times already. Pretty good fastball. Uses it 53% of the time. Breaking ball and a very rare changeup. Take a look, 27 games this season, a 3.29 earned run average, 32 punch-outs, 8 walks on the season for Yates. Fastball holding the opponents down to a 238 batting average. Lefties at 269, righties just 228. Fastball not really like a dominant fastball, 91 to 94, but there's some late finish on the end. His favorite pitch, actually. Doesn't mind challenging hitters with that.
Appeared against the Orioles, as you saw, for an inning. ZOBRIST moves from second to left. Forsythe, who pinch hit, stays in the ball game at second. He's in the shift here with Pierce up. Pierce with a home run, drew a walk and scored in the 5th inning. So impact player in this game again. And the pitch from Yates will be taken up high for a ball. Yates against the Orioles, 6th time out. He's worked 6 innings, 2 runs, 7 hits, with a walk and 8 strikeouts against the Orioles this year. Has no record against the O's. And cut through and big time on the heater. 1-1.
Pierce letting it fly there. No extra life there at the end of that fastball, but Pierce pretty much on it.
Pierce with a 1-for-4 off Yates. 1-1 delivery, and he'll foul that one back. So these two teams, as they have done all year, grinding out another one. We've said before, the first game of this series really an anomaly when the Orioles won it 9-1. Madden and Showalter's ball clubs have generally had 1- and 2-run ball games. 2-run game last night. Tampa Bay winning it 3-1, and here we are 4-4, 7th inning. And Pierce on the cut goes down.
Just challenging with the fastball. All of them elevated just above center. You see the little movement as it rides up and in on Steve Pierce. Steve Pierce, every cut just underneath the rising fastball.
So Yates able to get the strikeout. That'll bring up Jones. Adam, a busy night. Single, a double steal in the 1st inning where he scored, stealing home, a walk, another single. So officially 2 for 2 in the ball game. Hitting about 300 now this season against the Rays with 3 home runs. That'll bring Longoria in at 3rd. Showing bunt. Pitch taken for a strike.
Adam certainly has that ability. He has all the tools of the game. We've seen him do it this season.
Laid that one in on the outside corner. Adam started to go, held up, off speed pitch, makes it 0-2.
Couple good breaking balls right there from Yates. One to get over, that one a little bit better as it bit down and away.
Kirby Yates with the 0-2 delivered to Jones. He double clutched first base. Loney, nice sliding catch for the 2nd out.
Pretty good play right there from Loney. Had some nice picks at first base in this series. Here, a pretty good effort. Breaking ball backs up. Jam shot over in foul territory, but good concentration. Sliding on the track.
Loney, real good first baseman. And there are 2 down. That'll bring up CRUZ. A single, reached on an error, and he is lined out. 2 down, nobody on. Shift on. Another throttle back pitch in there for a strike. Had him out in front of it.
All breaking balls to Adam Jones, and here starting Nelson Cruz off. The little slider.
Kirby Yates with the 0-1 count, 2 down. Cruz skimmer off the plate. 1-1. The Orioles starter Bud Norris, 4 runs, 6 hits over 6. Couple of walks and 5 strikeouts. Brock a 3rd of an inning worked with 1 hit. Cruz will take it. It'll miss inside. Jeremy Hellickson, 4 runs, 3 earned, 8 hits, 4 1/3. Beliveau an inning and 2/3. A walk and 3 strikeouts, and now Yates.
You know, one thing we have seen with this Orioles rotation, we talk about how good they have been, you know, since June, but their ability to really keep their team in ball games. You know, they're kind of minimizing the damage, even some of the nights when they don't have their best stuff, doing enough to keep their team in it.
That's a fair ball down the line. It'll roll into foul territory. ZOBRIST over to get it. CRUZ is on his way to second base. He's got a 2-hit ball game, and the Orioles get the potential go-ahead to second here in the 7th inning with 2 down.
Take a look at this swing here in the middle. Nelson Cruz will, fortunately for Yates, he hits it on the ground because that was a home run quality type swing there. He gets right down that left field line, walks into second base for the double.
Well, let's see if the Orioles can push that run in and get the lead here in the 7th inning. Chris Davis will get the chance. Fielder's choice error, RBI in his last at bat in the 5th inning. He is lined out, flied out. Well, the Orioles, this will be their 11th chance with a runner in scoring position. Davis won't get the chance. Orioles are 2 for 10. The intentional pass will be surrendered with Hardy waiting on deck.
JJ won't mind that. We've talked all year long about his success with runners in scoring position. This is his type of situation.
On the matchup, little to glean information from. Davis has faced him only once, hit a home run against him. Hardy's faced him twice, 1 for 2. Ball 4. The Orioles have picked up 4 walks in the game, 1 intentional now, putting runners on at first and second. Hickey will come out. The infield will meet with Hardy coming up.
Now bring everybody in now. It's obviously a huge situation in the ball game. Make sure everybody's on the same page. Even the defense understand how they're going to pitch J.J. Hardy and position themselves properly. A long visit though out on the mound.
I think Jim Hickey likes talking to Laz Diaz, the home plate umpire. Diaz goes out every time and Hickey stays out there. So back with a discussion. Now Hardy will stand in and try and give the Orioles the lead. He has struck out, hit into a double play, and singled. CRUZ the double at second. Davis the intentional pass at first. 2 down. Goes after the first one. JJ, of course, 338 with runners in scoring position, has been among the leaders in the American League all season. In that category. He is 5th coming into the day with that average. Here's the 0-1. It's a pretty gutsy walk. Davis, who has home run power but doesn't hit very much this season, and Hardy, who's got the best average on the ball club with runners in scoring position behind him.
Now you would think they may have tried to attempt to pitch to Chris Davis, see if he'll chase. Not willing to take that chance after that home run he hit off Yates that was actually up and out of the zone. He can fill it up.
1-1 to Hardy. That's a bloop, and that might fall in. It does. Base hit. Here comes CRUZ. He'll score, and J.J. Hardy foils the strategy, and the Orioles have a 5-4 lead.
Clutch hitting all season long for J.J. Hardy. Oh, this pitch just backs up on him. He gets it off the label. nestles in front of Kiermaier. And take a look at Kiermaier, the young outfielder, though, in this situation. Ball kicks to his right, ends up barehanded and kicking around a little bit. And Nelson Cruz able to score easily.
So J.J. Hardy gives the Orioles the lead, picking up the RBI, his 45th of the year. Joel Peralta will be coming on to pitch.
Pitch arsenal this season, the fastball at 37%. A lot of velocity, 87 to 90 miles an hour, but he can trick you. Changes his deliveries at times. Breaking ball 28% of the time. It's a big curveball. That change really his bread and butter pitch. It's a split finger. Pretty good pitch as well. 3.86 earned run average. He's up to 60 strikeouts. He's 14 walks in his 53 2/3 innings of work this season, holding opponents to just a 225 batting average. Righties way down to 195 and lefties up to 246.
So the Orioles getting it done with 2 down here in the 7th inning. Cruz got the double, the intentional walk to Davis, and then Hardy coming through with the RBI base hit off Yates, who now becomes the pitcher of record. And the Orioles with a 1-run lead, 10 hits now. 1st and 3rd, foul back. Delman Young taking over the DH role as he came on in the 6th inning and drew a walk. He's not had an official at bat here in the ball game.
Yeah, 4-pitch walk, didn't get a chance to swing. So here, aggressive early. Get the swings in.
1st and 3rd for the Orioles. Shift on against Young. Oh, 1 count. Peralta's delivery to him. Young has gone 1 for 6 lifetime against Joel Peralta. The Orioles trying to make it 3 out of 4 against the Rays. First time they have had the lead in the ball game, trailed by 2 twice, came back to tie it up. Here's the 1-1 delivery to him. Young got jammed, goes down to third base. Longoria will go to second. And they will get the force out with Forsythe there to take it, but the Orioles get the big run. It's a go-ahead in the 7th. Hardy the RBI. Orioles up 5-4. 2015 full or partial season plans started in Major League Savings over the cost of single game tickets, and fans who pay their deposits for 2015 are eligible to get 14 postseason tickets before the general public. Earn your priority access. Get those tickets for 2015 on the ticket plans now at Orioles.com/postseason. Orioles headed that way right now with the division lead at 6.5 over the Yankees, who lost today. Toronto, Tampa Bay, Boston really too far out. Those are miracle hopes for those three, and even for New York. And if the Orioles win this ball game, they will be 7 ahead. Flaherty will come in to play at third base. Chris Davis out of the ball game.
Both Davis and Ryan Flaherty really putting their time in over there at third base. The absence of Machado due to that surgery. They're trying to understand the little nuances of playing third, different angles down there. I was out the other day watching Flaherty work with Bobby Dickerson, and I was talking to him about the importance of creating proper angles out there at third. Now Ryan used to playing the middle of the infield, more aggressive kind of direct pursuit angles. At third base, a lot of the moves are back, so his first thoughts are more in line of the drop step because balls are hit so hard. He does a great job coming in on the ball, but just getting the footwork right. He will take those good drop steps to get his eyes behind the baseball to his left and right.
Evan Longoria, a big part of the game, 2 RBIs. He said his 17th home run came in the first inning, and a sac fly that came in the 5th. He leads it off here in the top of the 8th inning. Loney and then Myers due up for Tampa Bay. Orioles out hitting the Rays 10-7 and leading at 5-4. Miller's delivery to him, fastball, that'll miss away. Longoria's 1 for 7 lifetime off the Orioles left-hander. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Now the pitcher of record for the Orioles. Longoria will pop that one up first base. Pierce in foul territory, 1 away.
Nice job right there by Andrew Miller getting that lead out. Longoria's had himself a real good series here against the Orioles. Crucial first out there.
Loney a double, a single, and he's flied out. O'Day ready in the bullpen for the Orioles. Loney the left-hander, then Will Myers, designated hitter, due up. Solid 286 average on the year for him, and the pitch will be taken for a strike.
That can't be too much fun right there. Lefty on lefty. Miller 6'6", 6'7", stepping across his body, and the slider starting off at your back hip.
Which amazes me that he's 4 for 10 with a home run off him.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't think so either. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Loney will take that one. Strike. Scott Berry at third.
Good sweeping slider right there. And the first one kind of threw it at Loney. This one works itself off the outside corner. Loney can't hold up.
And he has to go after that one. So Miller records the strikeout, 2 down.
Steady diet of sliders. He gets ahead and then goes to work. Working away, away, away. Good location down. So tough because you have to protect for that 94, 95 mile an hour fastball. There's the hard slider as well. Gets a lot of swing and misses. Got Loney there.
Will Myers 0 for 2 and a walk in the ball game. Myers with the 0 for 3 off Andrew Miller. Inside out right field. Markakis going towards the warning track, and he's got it. Solid inning for Miller, and in a hurry. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. The Orioles lead at 5-4. Cincinnati, Legends Park, where the fans visit outside the center field area. A great place to be. At Showalter's Ball Club looking to get ahead here as far as the series is concerned. To win here, they take 3 out of 4 and will win their 26th series if they can hang on to it. They'd like to add some runs right here.
Yeah, they would like to create some space. And they have the ability to do that. This offense, when it gets rolling, talk about passing the baton, it can get contagious. They can explode and put some crooked numbers up in a hurry.
Peralta stays on the mound. Caleb Joseph a single. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Jonathan Schoop and then Markakis will be due up. Peralta's delivery to him is there for a strike. Peralta came on to get the final out in the 7th. Hardy's got the go-ahead RBI. Yates is the pitcher of record on the losing side. Andrew Miller on the winning side. Shift on against Joseph and the 0-1 delivery. And a swing and a miss. Another one down and away. In this series, the Orioles have averaged against Tampa Bay 4.5 runs a ball game, so they're there again. Rays have averaged 3.2 runs a game. Peralta with that rocking set in the 0-2 pitch, and that'll be fouled back.
Now the Rays in this series, take a look at Zach Britton warming up in the Orioles bullpen. Rays coming in, it started to play some really good baseball from the pitching side of things. They really settled in. They got healthy again. Their bullpen started to become a little bit more consistent. But in this series, we've seen why they may have potentially had some troubles through the course of the season. A lot of they ran themselves into a lot of outs on the bases. Typically a very sound defensive team, and they are once again this year, but they've made some costly mistakes in this series.
Escobar's error allowing an unearned run in this ball game for the Orioles, and right now that's the difference in the game. As the Orioles, Pierce has delivered a home run. Jones a stolen base scoring. Davis picked up an RBI in that error situation. Hardy the go-ahead. That's stroked into left field. So Joseph with a nice easy cut gets a leadoff single. He's 2 for 4.
A good piece of hitting on a pretty good split finger right there from Joel Peralta. Able to get ahead, and look at that tumbling action on the split finger, but he stays on it, doesn't want to do too much with the 2 strikes, squares it up and picks up the base hit to the 5-6 hole.
So Joseph on. Jonathan Schoop a double, 1 for 3. 11 hits now for the Orioles. 2 last night, 11 so far in this one. Longoria's charging at third. There's the bunt to first, and a good one. Tag will be put on by Loney, but he got the job done. So Jonathan Schoop gets the runner down to second base, his 4th sacrifice of the season.
Now, well done. We've seen Jonathan Schoop's been working on that bunt. Well placed right there. He's been asked to do this a few times this season. Has had mixed results here. A good job getting that bat head out front. Gets it to the first baseman. Caleb Joseph able to score easily. We've seen both Joseph and Schoop come up with some sacrifice bunts and also some big hits. So they have really been major contributors to this Orioles offense.
Now Nick Markakis the RBI chance after 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position last night. 3 for 12 in this game. Orioles have left 8 on base. 4 of those in scoring position. Runner off second, 1 down. Peralta's delivery to him. That is in there for a strike at 78 miles an hour. Markakis 1 for 11 lifetime off Peralta. Markakis had a base hit, run scored that came in the 5th inning. RBI picked up by Davis. The other run in that inning scored on an error. 0-1 count. Shortstop Escobar holding the runner. Markakis, another floater. That's a strike. One came in at 90, 0-2.
A lot of times tough to pick up the ball on Peralta. He's got that short arm action. He's got a lot of movement with his body. You see the pitch track kind of painting a couple pitches in the outside corner to Nick Markakis.
Peralta's ahead on the count here, 0-2. Joseph off second. Markakis, that one way up high. Twins in here tomorrow night to open up the 4-game set. They are in the 6th inning of their ball game, leading Kansas City tonight by 1, so they're going to have a late arrival. Minnesota 5-4 over KC right now, but they're in the 6th. Twins for 4, Cincinnati for 3. Lots of chances to get out and see your division leading Orioles here in this long homestand to take it through the Labor Day holiday and into next week. 1-2 on Markakis. Nick will go after it. Longoria. And there are 2 down.
Nick a little frustrated in that one. Split finger that he was on. Almost looked like throughout that at bat he was sitting on that pitch. Big cut. A little underneath.
So Peralta with 2 down, runner at second base. We'll get Steve Pearce. Pearce, the home run, is 16th, an 11-game hit streak for him. He's also drawn a walk and scored, has struck out and grounded out. Pearce has faced Peralta only once. 1 for 1. Base hit here. We'll get a run in. 2 down. Joseph will be off on contact. And Peralta wants a discussion with Molina.
You better be on the right page here with Steve Pearce up. Now there is an open base, so they can try to expand a little bit and hope for a chase. Make mistakes, Pearce will make you pay. And of course behind him, Adam Jones had a big night.
Peralta ready, and the delivery, and it will miss down low for a ball. One-0 count on Pearce. Joseph edging off, a little bigger lead at second base. 1-0 delivery. Pearce will take that. It will miss outside. So Peralta being very careful here. Count goes to 2-0.
Trying to get Pearce to expand a little bit. Steve Pearce is seeing the ball so well. We haven't seen him swinging a lot of bad pitches. He's got limited movement up there. I love his approach right now. Kind of closing off that front side to keep that front hip from opening up too soon. His foot doesn't come off the ground very much.
It's the strike called. Steve has had a great year against this Tampa Bay team, hitting over 360 against them with 5 home runs and 9 RBIs.
Take a look at the pitch here. One pitch track looks like it caught the bottom of the plate. The bottom of the box, excuse me.
2-1 count. Peralta, the 2-1 delivery to him, and that will miss. So the count goes to 3-1. Can't believe he'll give in to Pearce here. Jones waiting on deck.
Trouble everywhere you turn.
Yep.
Take a look at Steve Pearce's numbers in a 3-1 count this season. 800 batting average, 2 home runs, 5 RBI. 12 base on balls, so locked in. As locked as you can get.
Peralta, the 3-1 delivery to him, and that's on the inside corner. He didn't give in through a tough pitch. 3-2 with 2 down.
3-1 split finger after working down and away. This one finding the inside corner.
Three-two delivery on the way. Pierce will ground it down to third. Foul ball. Longoria going into foul territory just in case. Caleb Joseph will head back to second base, and we'll do the 3-2 again to Pierce.
3-2 split finger. Once again, Steve Pierce finds it on the sweet part of the bat. Pulls it just foul, though. There's a bullet down there.
Steve's home run in the first inning, the 24th home run the Orioles have hit against Tampa Bay this year. Tampa Bay, they've had 17 against the Orioles. Longoria got one in this ball game. These two teams have played tight games, both have used the home run a lot. This is the 16th game they've played. Orioles have the 10-5 edge. Here's the 3-2 again.
Oh my. That's a healthy cut. I'd be surprised if Steve Pierce's approach at the plate starts to get emulated by a lot of hitters. We saw a lot of hitters change their stances to the open stance. And I think that's really become the way. But Steve Pierce really going back to that old school approach, closing off, keeping that front hip closed. And the reason he did that is because when he was more open, he felt like his front hip leaked a little bit too much, and he was susceptible to the pitches away. Here, great plate coverage.
3-2, and Peralta wins it. So the strikeout recorded will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. Zach Britton coming on. We go to the 9th inning, bottom third of the order, due up for the Rays. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Coons, when you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
Zach Britton has been outstanding since July 19th, 13 for 13 in his save opportunities. Of course, has 28 saves on the season, but dominant with the fastball, 94, 95 miles an hour with incredible movement in the zone. And there you see his pitch arsenal, 92% of the time with that fastball. In his last outing, worked on that breaking ball a little bit, up to 8%, and that's a pretty good weapon as well. Earned run average just 198. He's up to 3 wins, but 28 saves, now tied 5th in the league. for saves and opponents hitting just 176 overall. Lefties 159, the righties not much better at 187.
Zach's trying to go 5 for 5 in save situations against the Rays this year. You see the fine solid inning with a save here in this series. Yanel Escobar will lead it off and take the pitch outside for a ball here in the top half of the 9th inning. Escobar with a 3 for 6 off Britton. Molina, Kiermaier due up. Escobar 0 for 2 and hit by a pitch in this game. Even with a bag Flaherty at third, grounded to Hardy. 1 out.
Well, if Zach Britton is down in the zone, and it doesn't even have to be, I'm talking just at the belt, he's still going to get great movement and a lot of weak contact, a lot of ground balls, because he has incredible late movement just before it gets into the zone. I think they're on it and take that good aggressive swing that end up hitting the top of the baseball. See a lot of ground ball outs from Britton.
So bring up Brandon Guyer as the pinch hitter. Guyer for Molina. Molina had an 0 for 3 in the ball game. Guyer's 2 for 6 with a home run lifetime off Britton. 1 down, 9th inning. And the pitch high. Miller looking to pick up the win for the Orioles in relief. The Orioles can hang on here. He'll be 4 and 5 on the year and get his first win as an Oriole. 1-0 delivery in there for a strike. Yates is the pitcher of record for the Rays. A loss here and he'll be 0-2. And Britton, of course, after that save. 1 ball, 1 strikeout. Brandon Guyer fouls it off the end of the bat. 1-2.
Some nasty stuff right there from Britton. 96 miles an hour. One moving away. Painted one inside. You talk about deception. He reaches back, and next thing you know, it's coming from behind his ear. It's much like a catcher would throw to second base. So that short arm delivery, really tough to pick up. It just explodes out of his hand.
1-2. 2 ball, 2 strikeout on Guyer. John Rodriguez is waiting to pinch hit for Kiermaier. Two and 2. Orioles after win number 76. Ground ball to third. Flaherty was into the glove. 2 down.
We were talking the other night about the Orioles third baseman playing with Britton pitching. Not many times does a guy have the ability to pull one of Zach Britton's fastballs, square it up and hit it hard. So the third baseman have been told to play in a little bit because there's been a lot of topped balls that have gone for base hits against Britton. Right there, Flaherty in on the grass. And a little bit firmer than we've seen. It'll make it look easy, though.
So the Orioles with a chance to take 3 out of 4 if they can get this final out. John Rodriguez here in the 9th inning. 2 for 10 lifetime off Britton. Orioles trying to get 20 over that 500 mark again. Rodriguez a chopper to second base. Scopes got it. Orioles win. Zach Britton comes on. A classic 1-2-3 inning. And the Orioles pick up a game on the Yankees as they move 7 ahead of the team chasing them. Another 1-run win. They are 26 and 19 in 1-run ball games as they beat the Rays. Orioles 5 and the Rays 4.